big talking brewskis. Marissa Smith is who you see. Water cooler combo in here. Crack a cold one, we're on the air. Big talking brewskis. Marissa Smith is who you see. Water cooler combo in here. Crack a cold one, we're on the air. Kicking back, having a few beers, we're chatting. Pull up your chair, we're all relaxing. Any subject, we never dismiss. Big talking brewskis with Marissa Smith. Comedy, sex, relationships, war. Any subject, we got it in store. Big talking brewskis is coming in live. Crack when open, Marissa has arrived.
Hey guys, happy Friday. This is Big Talkin' Brewskis. I'm Marissa Smith. I've got Rodney Daniels with me.
What's up, guys? Happy Friday. It's Big Talkin' Brewskis time.
I've got Diego Atanasio with me.
Uh-huh.
All right, I was like so afraid. I'm like, I'm going to fuck up this last name. Yeah. I'm sure, right? It's like I'm super simple. I'm Smith. It's just like you can't really fuck that up too bad.
No.
Nice.
Yeah. But so now, Rodney, how was your week?
My week was good. We were off last week, and so then I went home and surprised my family, which was pretty awesome.
Where'd you go?
Wisconsin.
Oh, nice.
Wisconsin, yeah.
Did you get a lot of
Beloit.
cheese?
I got some cheese on the way home. I did. I had to stop at the store and just went in there. I was like, ooh, Wisconsin cheese. I need some of this. And I actually was able to sneak it onto the plane.
Oh.
Yeah.
What, are you not allowed to? It's the same country.
I don't know. I just I feel like
An embargo on Wisconsin
right.
cheese.
I just put it in my jacket pocket and put that through security. Nobody said anything. You're not supposed to bring food, right?
On a plane? I think you can. I bring food on the plane every time I fly.
Well, no, through security.
I don't know.
Right. If you're
I don't think you can bring liquids.
Yeah, no water.
Yeah, you can't bring liquids.
I don't
but
know.
But there's
I don't
nothing
know
wrong
about
with cheese. Oh, okay.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I thought I was
I don't
doing
know what the rule
some
is with
covert
that.
operation.
No,
okay.
you got away with something.
Yeah.
I think you did.
I got away
I
with
don't
it.
know.
I feel like I did. Just
So,
'cause,
what kind of Wisconsin cheese are we talking about, Rodney?
it was a sharp cheddar.
Okay. Was it yellow?
Yeah, real yellow. Fresh. The
All
labels all
Wisconsin.
extra hood.
Super Wisconsin.
Super Wisconsin.
All right.
So no, it was good. They had no idea I was coming home. So just surprise. Yeah. Uncle Rodney's in the building.
Nice. When was the last time you started family?
It's been a year. We get together every
okay.
Easter. So
Yeah, yeah. So you were due for a family.
I was definitely
trip.
due
Yeah.
for a family trip.
Cool.
Yeah.
So Diego, how was your week?
Great. Yeah, I'm in town from Detroit. I got in Sunday night. Just been hanging out, doing a couple spots, about one every night, and then going to Mike's for the rest of the stuff. So
Cool.
stayed in Astoria for a few days. We got an Airbnb for 4 nights, and now
Okay.
I'm in Williamsburg for the last couple nights, staying with a buddy.
Cool.
Okay,
So
nice.
It's been fun.
So how do you like New York so far?
I like it a lot. I mean, I used to live here. I lived in Bed-Stuy for
Oh, okay.
almost a year, 5 years ago when I was just starting comedy. So I didn't really know what I was doing, and I didn't really hit the ground running when I lived out here. Looking back, I'm I didn't do anything really. So it's nice to be back, and I like to take some trips here and there. So
Yeah.
I try to come back at least a couple times a year.
Where are you originally from?
I am from, originally Peru. I was born in South America.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Born in Lima, Peru, and I've lived in Detroit, Metro Detroit, for most of my life. I grew up there. So
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Nice. I'm
What's-
from Milwaukee. It's right,
Oh.
Yeah,
I've been to
Right, yeah.
Milwaukee. I've done a casino in Milwaukee.
Okay.
Yeah, it's Potawatomi, the worst.
Potawatomi. Yeah.
Potawatomi.
Potawatomi.
Yep.
Yeah.
Been to that, some bonkers show or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, real bad. It was such a full room. It was a full, maybe, I don't know, 100 some people, and they just were staring. They were just taking a break from slot machines. So it
Yeah.
was it was either that or the bar, I guess. Well, they had a bar in there too, so I guess it was all right. But yeah,
I mean,
been in Milwaukee. I mean, to go back, there's kind of a cool little independent scene. I know a couple guys there that put on. There's one show called Jizz Island that's supposed to be
Okay.
pretty good.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Sounds up your alley.
Right up my alley, right?
I think it's a house show.
It's a house show, right? Oh, it's in somebody's house.
Yeah.
Welcome to Jizz Island.
May I take your order?
Right. No, Milwaukee's cool. It's a cool place. There's Summerfest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
I
the
only-
largest music festival in the country.
Yeah, I'd like to check it out more. I just stopped in there for that one thing and left, so I don't really know anything about the city. You know.
Do you think that, like, what are the biggest differences between, like, comedy in, like, the Detroit area and New York, do you think? Like, I mean...
A density, you know? You mean, like, the styles or maybe, like, the crowds?
Anything that sticks out, really. I mean, I've never done comedy in Detroit, but,
Right.
like, you know, I'm always interested in, like, finding, like, what's, like, the difference. Because
Yeah.
I feel like some people really thrive in, like, outside of, like, New York, Boston, LA, and they're just like, you know, something like Detroit, like Seattle, Portland, like these are like the best places to do comedy, like Chicago. And it just kind of because I guess they feel like the audiences are more receptive than New York audiences.
Okay. It's hit or miss. You know, some are really good. We have a lot of bar shows, a lot of like some ambush shows that are like no one cares. Some shows are really good. The independent scene's been growing a lot in the last few years. Like, there's been like, I don't know, like 5 to 10, and then some come and go. New shows at bars and different venues, meaderies, or like small improv theaters. We've got 2 comedy clubs.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna ask. How many comedy clubs?
There's
are
2
there?
comedy clubs. Mark Ridley's Comedy Castle in Royal Oak, Michigan. It's about 20 minutes outside of the center of Detroit. When people come to Detroit, a lot of times they'll go there and they'll be like, I'm in Detroit. And it's like, that's not Detroit. But, you know, it's close enough, I guess. I get that. And then the Ann Arbor Comedy Showcase in Ann Arbor, Michigan, which is like home of U of M.
Okay.
So it's like a big college town, and that club is amazing. It's like underground. It's like it's the basement. It's got this like tiered stadium seating. It's like a tiny little cave, maybe holds like 300 people. The crowd goes right up to the stage. It's designed perfectly for comedy. It's super good.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they've been getting like a couple. They get like a maybe 6 or 7 big acts a year, and then the rest are like local or old acts. But it's just such a gem, and it's cool. It's like a pretty good scene. Like, you can get up 7 times a week. There's like
Okay.
yeah, so it's like enough to especially get started. Sometimes a couple times a night. But yeah, I like it a lot. It's interesting. And then we just got a comedy festival, the Motor City Comedy Festival.
I heard
Oh,
about
okay.
that.
Mhm.
How is it?
It was good. Last year was its first year. I think the only names attached were Sean Patton and
Sean Patton's really funny.
yeah, he's a monster. He was just at Laugh Fest and everybody was talking about him. I know he's been huge for a while, but
He was here for a while, and then I don't remember where he moved to, but like he used to do comedy as a second language, like for years over on I think like Second Ave near Eastville. But like he's always been a beast.
yeah.
He's like always been a beast.
Yeah.
But he was like super funny. So now, as far as style goes, like what's the difference of style of the comics here in Detroit?
Definitely more joke here, I think. More like strict writing here. I think
Okay.
But I think Detroit is a little closer to that style than to like an LA like act out style, like more like personality based style. You know, I think that's often sometimes what's attributed to Los Angeles versus New York, and I think Detroit is closer to like a joke writing style than New York. But I mean, from what I've seen, it seems like
So-
Detroit is
More of like a regular like setup punch, and then, like
Right.
this is more narrative.
right.
Okay.
Ah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, because like I've noticed a lot of people from like other places, especially like Europe, because like I guess in England they're very like more joke driven.
Yeah.
And so like they're just like, well, you know, in America everyone talks about themselves all the time. It's just like, well, who the fuck else are we gonna talk about?
Right,
Like,
that's my whole set.
but
Good stuff.
yeah, but like there are definitely not that many like setup punch comics in New York, and like when you see it, you're just like, oh, it's one of those. Like it's
Oh, okay. So then, how if it's not set up punch, how would you describe the overall New York style?
More storytelling. I feel.
Yeah.
Like. Yeah.
Okay.
It's like very storytelling driven.
Okay.
Like
it's very like I feel like it's more of a narrative and like very like character centric, and by character centric I mean egocentric because we're the character, but like I think it's definitely like if people tell like a regular like setup punch joke, I feel like it stands out more because nobody's really doing it. And then if they're not doing a setup punch well, then it's like, oh, they're a hack.
Right.
Like I feel like everybody's just like, oh, that's so hacky. The one thing that I feel like stands out the most to me, whether they do it well or not, is the one-liners.
Right.
There's like some like there's a lot of like not a lot. Every once in a while I'll see like a one-liner and I'm just like, okay, that's interesting. I don't know that like I'm 100% get all of it, but like I appreciate the grind.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Because the one-liner is really hard. You have to have the setup and the punch all in one like sentence.
Boom.
Yeah.
I definitely feel like everybody's like characters in New York. Like,
Yeah?
Yeah, like
Okay.
like oh, I'm the Jewish straight guy, and like I'm the black gay guy, whereas it's a straight black woman.
Okay.
Like, you just kind of
Yeah, it's definitely more experience-based.
I see. So we're like every bit is like more like a story, like a anecdote.
Vignette, yeah,
Right,
yeah.
a vignette of something that happened. Okay. Yeah. So maybe like a mix in Detroit where it's like you'll see more just jokes and then some storytelling, not quite as much as in New York. Yeah. So maybe it's like almost like as far away as Detroit is to LA, like that's how different the style is, like approaching like maybe an LA style.
Because like I don't really I've never performed in LA,
Okay.
but like I feel like when I notice people come from LA here, it's like definitely like it feels jokier than New York, but it also feels more Disney. I don't know. Like,
Sure.
you know what I mean? It's just like
Yeah.
because like here it's just like so like I don't know, like somebody got fucked up and they were like doing coke off of somebody's dick, and like there it's just like, so I got my smoothie,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
you know, and it's just like kind of like okay, I don't.
It's like live emojis.
Yeah, because like all of like New York comics that I know that like go out to LA, like they bitch about the fact that they feel like LA comics aren't really comics; they're actors whose
Decided
agents
to do
told them
comedy.
that they needed to
Yeah.
be more rounded. And so like they're very pretty, but like they're
Totally.
just there's
Like-
no grit.
Right.
and the comedy scene here is way grittier than like New York. Like there's the comedy places that are there are like right there on the strip, like very commercial. Like they all look
tourist
like
attractions.
yeah, they all look like Carolines, like that, like
Oh, that's not here.
right. No, here
Like-
it's like you can find like a basement.
Someone's gonna OD in the bathroom here.
Right. Wait, you'll go to places and it's like you walk in, it's like a whole complete bar, and like, oh no, it's in the back behind the curtain. There's like another room where
Yeah.
like people are, doing some comedy.
I like last week I went on a date with this guy. It was our second date, and like
Congratulations.
well, it blew up at
Oh.
the second date, but thank you. And so I went on the date with him, and I was super excited because I hadn't been on a second date in like a long time. I met him on an app, and he invited himself to a show, and I'm like, this is not going to be good. Like, he should not come to this. And I was doing one of these like basement shows, like underneath a theater, like you gotta knock 4 times to get in kind of place. And so like we get there, the show starts like 40 minutes late, and a comic walks by him, and then he's just like, hey, do you know that guy? And I was just like, I don't know, like I don't think I know him. I think he's a comic, but I don't know him. Like I don't know his name or anything. And he's just like, he robbed my friend. And I'm like, what are you talking about? And he was just like, yeah, like, like my friend like had him over like our place, and I guess he sold him weed, and then he robbed him when he went to the bathroom, and he like stole our rent money. And I was just like,
What?
sorry,
I guess you could go ask him, maybe.
like but
Where's your rent money?
Just out in like in an envelope.
oh,
rent
yeah,
money.
Put it like-
and on the envelope it says
Rent money,
Right.
right?
Do not
Here,
steal.
Do not steal. I'm gonna put this right on the refrigerator.
Yeah.
That's
I was just like-
crazy.
I'm like, why? Okay. And then like the whole night, he's just like, I can't believe he's here.
Oh my
He's had the
gosh.
nerve to be out. Like it's just like, okay. And like that, it was just like the end from there. It's just
Right.
like I didn't know that you like associated with people like this. I'm just like, well, I didn't know you knew drug dealers. Like like, what do you want?
There you
Like,
go.
it's just, it's crazy.
Gotcha, Red.
Yeah.
That's wild.
So like, yeah,
So there, needless to say, there was not a third date.
there was not a third date. There is not a third date. So now, Diego, like, are you trying to decide whether or not you're gonna like move to LA or New York?
Yeah, I feel like I'm in the point in my career where I need to start thinking. I mean, I've been thinking about it. I like think about it every day, probably for the last maybe 3 or 4 years now. You know?
Okay.
Okay.
And so I definitely want to move, and it's like about where, and it's like obviously LA or New York.
Well,
he's
some
in
I've
both.
lived in both.
Okay.
I lived in LA for 8 years before I moved here, and I've been
alright.
in New York for 4.
All right.
in October to be 4, and so I love New York.
Yeah.
I feel like for comedy, like this is like the mecca.
Right.
Like you could be doing spots 3 and 4 times a night. You can't do that anywhere in the country.
Right.
Like
Yeah. And I just want to get really good at stand up. You know.
Right.
I mean, I've got back burner aspirations of like working on sketch or like maybe writing for stuff. But like,
I was gonna say, yeah,
stand-up
because are
first.
you an actor?
No.
See-
I'd like to a little, but not. That's not primary at all.
Right. Well, here's the thing I noticed a lot about like LA is like everybody there is in the industry.
Right.
Everybody's like trying to like be a superstar, but New York, it's more like about the talent. Like, are you
It's
doing a
it's
show?
a craft.
It's
Yeah.
a craft. Like, so I'm just saying.
It
Yeah.
just depends on like what you want to do with it, really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like if you want to like go to LA and be like an actor, that's like one thing. But like
Yeah.
if you really want to be a comedian, this is where you need to be at.
Right.
But I also feel like Boston's really good for comedy too. Like I think that like it's kind of like, well, I guess like it's New York, Boston. If you're like improv sketch, then it's like Chicago.
Right.
And then like if you're just like trying to be on TV, it's like LA.
Right.
Yeah, that makes sense. So I don't know. I'm just trying to figure it out. So I've come out. I've been to LA a few times, and I go to New York a few times, and
Don't get me wrong, LA is beautiful. Like,
yeah, and I
The
love
weather.
oh
surfing.
my god, the weather.
Yeah.
You can surf out here too. I think
Like
right? A little
Long
bit?
Island, like people
Yeah.
go like Rockaway, Long Island.
I just
but it's
remember
gonna be cold.
Yeah,
Yeah, for the most part, you have like.
even in the summer.
I mean,
The water will be. I guess like Pacific is cold, right? The water's cold.
no, the water in the Pacific is like warm. I feel like. I didn't surf in LA though. Like I
Okay.
just would go.
Yeah.
I would just go to the beach and just like hang out at the beach.
You can only do it like in the summer,
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Whereas like LA, you could do it
Year round,
every
yeah.
day.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
just there in January. I was surfing.
like
so.
all day,
yeah.
every day. Like
Right. The water's warm, right?
It was a little colder, but I mean it was January there, so it's still like their winter, but it was like
Yeah.
You know,
that's the whole
50.
part that's like weird. Is like it's winter there, but like their winter is like.
it's nothing, right? It's like
Yeah.
barely fall.
But you can see like the snow on the mountains.
Yeah.
I don't know how I'd react to like having like a warm Christmas. Like that's like because I've always been East Coast, so like it's like for me like it's not like Christmas if it's not like cold or like
It's kind of
snowy
nice.
or
I
whatever.
grew up in I lived in South Carolina at a certain point when I was like a kid, and we had Christmas and like we got bikes on Christmas. And we would just like
You ride 'em.
ride them like right then.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about that.
Yeah, you like the
It's like-
cozy and the
it's-
scarves. and the
yeah,
hats
like
and
you
the
gotta be in like
fireplace
have
and-
your like long.
But you're
johns
from
on.
here, like born and raised. Can
Oh,
you
yeah.
see yourself like ever anywhere else?
Where?
I don't know.
yeah, where would you go? Dang.
Clearly
Yeah.
not LA because like you're not like into that, but like
No, I'm not an LA girl.
you're not a beach person either. I feel like right.
It's too much sand.
Yeah.
That sand is shitty. Like,
Sand's a
Right.
bummer. for
yeah,
sure.
it is. It gets in everything.
Oh,
you got
yeah, it
like
does.
sand all in between your toes and your cleavage,
Your
up in-
butt
like,
crack.
right, it's everywhere.
Your hair, ears.
Yeah,
It's
it's
in
the
your
worst.
ears.
Yeah, because it's like
in
you go into the water and then you're sticky from the water, and the sand just like
It's like
gets all up
collects on you like a fucking
Mm-hmm.
leech. It's just
Yeah.
it's relentless.
Yeah,
I'm
you,
too OCD for sand.
you gotta sit there and take a shower on the beach, like in front of other people, basically.
Yeah. And
It's a real
like,
bummer.
yeah, I'm not. I'm not about that sand life.
Yeah.
Okay, so where else would you ever consider living if you were like were to move?
Chicago.
I could see you living in Chicago.
Really
Maybe
deep
not.
dish. I don't know.
It's good. So,
Yeah, that's what they say.
have you ever been to Chicago?
No, I've never been.
Okay.
I've never been. Going out there, getting my ass shot. No, thank you.
Is amazing. Right. Well, yeah. It's
Like, no, thank you.
It's funny, more dangerous than you feel like New York is.
Yeah.
Really? Oh, that's cool to hear.
Actually,
Yeah.
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 It's and I've been to Chicago
I've
Okay.
never been to Chicago, but
because
like,
I'm from Milwaukee, so that's like 2
Sure.
hours away.
Yeah.
So like when I was like 21, that's like all I used to do. Like, what are we doing tonight? Let's go to Chicago.
Go to Chicago tonight.
Yeah, tonight.
Interesting.
Right now, just
Wild.
pop in my car and it's like boop. Then 2 hours later, I'm in Chicago.
Yeah.
I've always like been like right outside the city. So like even like in high school, like I'd come into Manhattan. So like, you know, I'd be like, I was going to like clubs when I was like 14, 15. And like, so it's just kind of like, I don't know. Like, I don't really see a point of going other places. Like, it's like, I've been to other places. Like, I've been to LA. I was not a big fan of LA. Like, I'm just not an LA person. It's too slow. And like everybody is like too like mellow.
Laissez-faire.
Yeah.
Everything. Sorry, I'm 20 minutes late. I was on the 405. Like,
It's like, get your shit together and leave earlier. Like, you know, like it's like, why am I sitting here waiting for you? Like, I don't have fucking shit to do. Like, I'm too type A to be like in a like I can't be in a mellow, laid back place. I feel like the shit would drive me insane because like I've like been on vacation to the islands. Fucking hate it. Like everybody is so like, oh yeah, we'll get there, and it's like, no man, like we were supposed to be there like 2 hours ago. Like
Hates vacation.
I'm not good at it. I'm not good at relaxing.
Marissa.
Yeah.
It's an art. There's an art to relaxing.
Yeah,
'cause
there
you have to,
is.
like-
It's not for everybody.
you know, relax.
You got to practice too. You
Hey.
can't just do it all at once.
Like I can't even meditate because like when I try to meditate, I'm like
When
saying,
did you try to meditate?
I've tried to meditate.
Okay.
But like while I'm meditating, I'm like critiquing myself that like I'm not relaxed. What's wrong with me? This shit is stupid. I could be doing so many other things right now. And then I start like getting so wrapped up in all the shit that I could be doing while I'm trying to relax that this like,
Yeah.
fuck this. Like I'm getting on my computer. Like
Do you like massages?
I like a massage.
There you go.
Really?
Yeah.
I would think because of like the whole like OCD, somebody like touching you.
If they're
Like,
good at
Wiping
it,
their armpits and then
well,
giving
it's-
them a
Yeah,
massage.
they're, like,
yeah.
all up in
well,
your
as long as I don't
armpits.
see them wiping their own armpits and then touching me, I'm okay. But if they're good at the massage, they normally put me to sleep. So then, like, that's good because then I feel like, oh, like I needed a nap. Like,
Oh yeah, that is the best though.
yeah, like
You
when they're
fall
like
asleep,
good, yeah.
Wake up.
I went to this one spot where this like bitch stood on my back,
Hmm.
like literally walked on my back. Like
Yeah.
it was so nice. I was like, wait, because I didn't know what was gonna happen, and she's like, "Are you okay?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And it was just like the pressure,
Yeah.
like you're like, "Oh shit, that's not an arm."
Yeah.
Somebody's whole body.
It's like that's a full ass woman.
And that's great.
But yeah, I mean, how do you guys relax?
Sex.
Well, yeah, then I haven't relaxed in 6 months. No,
Oh, shit.
I'm just kidding. I like to. I do yoga and I meditate and I go for walks and I play video games and those are video games are kind of anxiety inducing a little bit.
I was gonna
sometimes,
say
but
that
it
doesn't
depends.
feel like.
I mean, it depends. Sometimes you can veg out and not really think about what you're doing, but sometimes it's intense and you're like, and it makes you more anxious. So
Cause like I'm not like huge video games, but I'm like huge Candy Crush, and like I realize that sometimes while I'm playing, I stop breathing because I'm just like, like,
dang.
it's like I only have one life left.
Right.
No,
Like-
I feel like it's causes stress. Like,
Well, when you
because
win,
I like to
it's
win.
like,
Because that's the whole thing.
yeah.
It's like I really love to win, and so like if I go in there, then I'm not trying to. I gotta win. So then I'm just like completely focused on that. Like,
but like when
it's-
you win, then you're just like, Mufasa.
You're
like,
right.
you know,
right, but I could have just been having sex.
I don't know.
All right. Well,
That's like,
it's nice that it's just at your disposal, I guess.
yeah.
Being gay in New York City.
Yeah, all right. Is that why? Maybe that's you have that perspective. So you're like, yeah, this city's amazing. Everyone should move here. You could have sex all the time. That's being gay in New York. So maybe it's a nice privilege.
It's kind of awesome.
We'll talk about that on the news.
That's not on the brochure.
That's not on the brochure. Yeah, but if you're gay in New York, like you can get laid like at any time, pretty much, like anytime.
The world is your oyster.
The world is your oyster.
So, Diego, you're talking about video games before. Do you play Fortnite?
Yes, love Fortnite. Fortnite is what's up. It's the best.
So, like, now, what is it?
Tell
So-
us about Fortnite.
So have you guys heard of King of the Kill or PUBG, PlayerUnknown's Battleground?
Okay.
Those are both those are precursors to Fortnite. So the format of those games and Fortnite for the most part is last man standing. So what the game starts with, it's online against other people.
Is it, like, historically driven? I'm just going off of Fortnite.
No,
So, like, what do the characters look like?
cartoons.
Okay.
They're just like
So, like, you just pick an
male
avatar.
or female. Actually, it's random.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's
They give you a random character.
Well, you can pick the skin, which is not the skin. It's like they call it skin, but it's like the
Armor?
outfit. You can pick the outfit,
Okay.
right? But like the actual person, it'll like change from like a black guy or a white woman or like a Hispanic looking guy. There's just different faces, and it's completely random. Whoever you get almost every match. So that's interesting that it's random that way. But you can pick like. So the game is free, but you can buy different skins and you can win different skins. But most people buy them like you can buy like a pink bear outfit or like a camo outfit or all this stuff. So it's very kind of cartoonish and it's
Okay.
kind of
Wait, so it's like extra to buy like an extra like to like buy like a different skin that doesn't
Yeah.
come with the format.
correct. Some
Does that
of
give
them are
you
like $20.
That's how they get you.
Is that, like, more power because of your
Nope, it
skin?
doesn't change
Oh, no, it
anything.
doesn't,
It's just
like...
clearly aesthetic.
Okay.
Great.
Yeah,
It would make more sense if it made you stronger or
Yeah.
something, like, you know,
Yeah.
because, like, that it's like, well...
Do you pay extra money for different skin?
No, I have never paid any money into it because like why would I? It's free.
Yeah.
That's like the whole point.
Yeah.
It's free. Why am I going to pay? I've had friends that spend like $60, $80 on this game. I'm like, oh, you might as well just bought a game. Like you
Yeah,
paid as
another
much as a
game, yeah.
game costs. But that's that's how they get you. You know, that's their idea. That's the model. So
So now what kind of fights are there?
so it starts with like 100 people on a blimp. It's a bus in this case, and floating above an island, and they drop you off on this island. And you like parachute in, and you can be by yourself or with a team of 2 or a team of 4 in a squad. And you like, where are we going? Where are we landing? And you all land together, and you start looking around for supplies and guns. You don't have anything on you. It's kind of like Hunger Games-y. So you're like running around trying to find stuff.
Right.
And at the same time, there's an enclosing circle called the storm, which like every 2 minutes it closes in. It's like the storm's about to close and there's a little timer.
Okay.
And when the storm starts closing, if you go outside of the storm, you start to die. So you can't be outside of the storm. So it slowly closes everyone into a small circle on the island while they're all rummaging for supplies and weapons and gun. And
How do you fight the storm?
you can't fight the storm. It's about being the last person alive. So you're just out there looking for stuff and shooting other people. Really, the basics of the game is that you're killing everyone else.
Oh, so then, like, by the time the storm
fuck.
gets to you, you're the last man standing?
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, and it can get to the point where it's like a tiny little storm and it's like 2 people left, but I mean one person going to kill the other one.
Right.
So that's what it's like, last man standing format, which was made super popular by PUBG, but then Fortnite overtook it because Fortnite has like this building mechanic where like you're also harvesting like wood and stone and steel, because you can build like Fortnite, like forts.
Right.
So you can build like stairs and build like a whole fort around you. So like someone starts shooting at you, you can like put up
Hide,
a wall
yeah.
really fast and
Yeah.
hide. And then you build a ramp so you can peek over the wall. And the really, really good players are master builders. And just like in a second, they'll like build something, and you'll watch like a fight happen from across the canyon where people are just building up and like going up and over each other. And it's crazy fast. So really big fan of it. And it's the biggest video game on Twitch. I think it's the most popular video game right now. So Drake was playing it, and that was like a huge thing.
What is Twitch?
Twitch is like an online streaming platform for video games. So it's kind of like YouTube Live, but for video games.
Video games. Okay, cool.
Yeah, tons of people make a lot of money just playing
Playing
video games
video
online,
games.
because people will watch them and tip them while they're playing. They'll be like, oh, and you'll watch them playing, and they're like, oh, thanks for the $5, thanks for the $100, thanks for the...
What?
Kids just making a living playing video games.
Do you ever get tipped for playing video games?
I have not. I would love. That's the dream. That's the
Oh.
dream.
You're like, one day
One day.
I will.
Yeah. So it's very, very interesting.
Maybe you need to buy one of those extravagant outfits, and then people will start paying attention.
yeah.
It's like a stripper. It's like, you got to get like the
You
good
can't
outfit.
be that basic bitch.
Yeah. Nobody's tipping a Old Navy swimsuit.
No.
No. You gotta get that Givenchy.
Yeah. You gotta step it up. Maybe your friends are do you know anybody that's getting tipped from this, or is this just like, like expert people?
Yeah.
Okay. It's just,
Yeah, that's usually the way it goes. It's people with like hundreds and thousands of followers, and they're super good at the game, way better at the game than I or anyone I know is good at. So,
right.
Yeah, that's kind of like why people watch, is because you're watching experts play, and it's like entertaining to watch someone play at a high level.
Well, it sounds like this, I don't know, because, I'm not, a super gamer or anything like that, but I feel like you would take the same approach that you would with comedy and, try to find, an OG that you can just be like, hey, I really like your style, can I hang out with you for a bit? And then, learn the way of the Jedi.
Yeah, it's a good idea.
That's what comics do.
Yeah.
I just try to make things relatable. I learned about a game I never heard of before.
Yeah, and you'll see soccer players in Europe doing the dance emotes that are from the game.
Oh, really?
So it's it
So they
perforates
so
itself into culture right now. Yeah.
okay, so then they just want everybody to know that they're down with this game.
Right, in the NCAA just wrapped up. I think Michigan won, and I think U of M won the basketball tournament. I think maybe I'm
No,
wrong.
it was Villanova.
Oh, was it? Okay.
Yeah, it was Villanova.
I'm not really a sports guy, but
Right, me either.
but they said, so what happened was in the first round, there's 16 teams in the final, whatever, and the team that had the number 1 seed and then the 16th seed, the best team and the worst team always play, and that is a given on people's brackets. They're well, the number 1 team always wins. That's just the way it goes. The worst team isn't going to beat the best team. They never do. And this year, the number 16 seed beat the number 1 team.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So that was a huge
underdog.
Right,
Yeah.
and that wrecked everyone's brackets.
Yeah.
But then they were asking a guy in an interview after the game, what was it like to be the 16th seed and beat the 1 seed? And he goes, "Oh man, it felt like your first victory on Fortnite." It's everybody knows about it and it's relating to it. So
Yeah.
it's kind of interesting the way you see it perforate into culture.
Yeah. No.
So
So now, Diego, do you do a lot of road gigs?
I have been, yes, and I started featuring the first time I featured was 5 years ago, but then I didn't feature again for another 2 years. But since maybe 2.5, maybe 3 years now, I've been featuring pretty consistently, and that's taken me to Oklahoma. I was just in Boise last month for a weekend at the club they have out there. I was in San Diego, LA, New Orleans, Atlanta. So I go pretty much everywhere. I try to travel a lot, and that's where I get more stage time,
Right.
Get these 30-minute sets and start doing stuff like that and start making a little money doing it, which is what I want to do.
Right.
I want to make this a full-time thing.
So now, like, is it like difficult, like being like a road comic? Like, isn't it kind of expensive, like traveling everywhere? Like, how do you travel like on the cheap?
I've been driving a lot. Like
okay.
I drive, so that saves me on airfare,
Right.
And I have like a little Honda Fit, which is great on gas. I get like for like $25, I can go like 400 miles.
Oh wow.
So like I drove here to New York. I drove with my
shit.
buddy from Toledo. It's
Yeah.
like
wow.
it's like 8-9 hours.
That's not too crazy.
It's not too crazy, we left
Still
at
seems
9.
like a long time though.
I mean, well, see, because the whole thing about driving is like you do it like in the middle of the night, like when there's
Yeah.
like less traffic,
Right.
you leave your house like 1 o'clock in the morning, and then by like it's 8 hours,
Yeah, you get-
9, 10, you're like where you're supposed to be,
Right, and then you gotta sleep all day.
and then you get to sleep all day. Yeah.
Yeah. So I drove back from so I spent like 2 months on the road. Starting in January, it was like January 3rd. I had a gig in Kentucky, and they gave me a hotel room, which was amazing. Because
That's awesome. Yeah.
To your point about saving money, I sleep in my car all the time. I just sleep in my car. Like
Yeah.
the seats fold down. I can lay flat. I got like a little Tempur-Pedic type topper thing. So like it's like, I mean, maybe like half the size of a twin bed. It's basically like the width of a sleeping bag. But,
Right.
I mean, I can lay flat, and I got a sleeping bag. I've slept like in the Rocky Mountains in like 0-degree weather.
Oh shit.
But it's like a nice sleeping bag, so it like keeps me warm. So
Yeah.
those are like the two big factors that I think have allowed me to do it cheap and like go and do a gig that's like a couple $100 instead of breaking even or losing money. I'm like, oh, I come out with like $50 or $100,
Right.
Right.
So that's the way I kind of have been able to finagle it and stringing them along and trying to do one there and do one there. And
Yeah, so that they're like kind of like back to back and like in the same
Right.
route, so it's
Yeah.
not crazy. What's like the weirdest thing that's happened to you while you've been doing a road gig?
So I was going to Boise last year, not this time. I went like a month ago, but then the first time I ever went there was going to the Idaho Laugh Fest in Boise. And I was coming from, I did a show in Kansas City, then I went to Denver for a couple hours. Then from Denver, I was going to drive to Salt Lake City and then Boise. So on the way from Denver to Salt Lake City, I took I-80. It's like the highway across Wyoming, and it was like blizzarding. And
Yeah.
I was like,
Oh.
and I'm never
Freezing,
gonna,
can't see. Yeah.
and I'm never gonna drive I-80 through Wyoming ever again because it's so flat that there's like tipped over semis and the wind is so intense that it's like terrifying.
shit.
I've
Yeah.
never been anywhere else in the country that's like that windy because it's just so
It's
flat.
flatlands.
There's nothing.
Yeah, there's nothing to block the wind at all.
Right.
Dude, if it could flip over a semi.
Yeah, you see a semi
And you're
flips
like,
over.
I'm
yeah.
fucked.
I got a Honda Fit. Like,
Yeah, it's the scariest thing ever. So it was like started to snow to the point where I was just like, no, not doing this anymore. So I just pull off at the next truck stop, and I'm like, whatever. I might as well just sleep, and I'll sleep until hopefully it's better in the morning because it was like 3 in the morning, so it was pretty late and it was dark, and all those factors made it feel uncomfortable. So I'm like, whatever, I'll just take a nap and then get up and go. And then when I woke up, the blizzard had made it so they closed I-80 and I couldn't get back on the highway.
Oh shit.
So I was stuck
Stuck
at
at the
this
truck
truck stop for 2 days.
Get the fuck
2
out of here.
days?
Yeah,
Jeez.
I just lived at this truck stop with a bunch of stranded truckers, and we just watched like Inside Man at
That
the
sounds
truck.
kinda
Like,
hot.
all right, now you think I should move to this truck stop? So yeah, so I was just eating like gas station food and watching movies at the like lounge they had there, and like listening to these truckers be like, "Oh, is this route open yet? No, this route's not open." And we were all just waiting for them to open the highway.
Do they have like lounge lizards there?
I don't know. I didn't see any. I've heard things like that, but
What's a lounge lizard?
A lounge lizard is a prostitute that works out of truck stops.
Oh, okay.
yeah.
But, like-
lot lizard is another term.
Yeah, lot lizard.
Or they like go up to your truck and like knock,
Like
on,
knock
the
on the window.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't.
Because that's got to be like suck for them too. It's just like, oh, I'm stuck here. I just really wanted to like go do my laundry. Like, you
Right.
know,
Like I was done for the night. Now I'm just stuck here.
it's just like I'm on
With
overtime.
all the same truckers.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was brutal. And then like as soon as they opened the highway, everyone was like, yeah.
It's like, did like people get out of their trucks and start applauding and whatnot?
Yeah.
Was like
Really?
how did they make the announcement that the highway was open?
I think they like did it over the PA of the truck stop because everyone was
Okay.
inside because they had like a Denny's, a gas station like with like the gas station food. And then they had like a little lounge with a bunch of
Wait,
chairs.
there was a
and
Denny's. So the Denny's workers are stuck there too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That has
Damn,
to
that
suck.
waitress made money.
Yeah. There's a lot of people eating every meal there, you know?
Yeah, every meal. So it's just like I'm gonna just be here making
But can
this.
you imagine being stuck at work for 3 days? Like,
Jeez. It was, yeah.
no.
Same clothes.
Same clothes.
Same undies.
Yep.
Hopefully you have deodorant or you got to go buy some at the gas station.
They had it.
Yeah.
They had showers, you know, because it's
Oh,
like
okay.
a full service truck stop.
Oh, okay. So
Never took a
That's not awful.
it's not like hell then.
It's not.
Yeah, well.
It's not
Well, like-
fantastic,
No,
but
Right.
it's not. It's not the worst.
Nope.
No, the worst is like 48 hours with like
No
25
shower.
truckers and no shower.
Yeah, that's
And one toilet.
That's the worst.
Yeah.
So now, Diego, are you like watching like regular TV on YouTube now? Like,
Yes.
so now what is that like that Red service or like how does that work now?
So there is YouTube Red, and they're like that's their original programming. That's like their attempt at like Netflix, you know, being like producing their own content. And I don't know if they're gonna make movies or aspirations of that, but they've got like sci-fi shows, and I don't watch. I mean, I've seen a couple episodes here and there because they'll release like the first episode for free, but I'm not
Okay.
subscribed to YouTube Red. I don't know how much it is, like $8.99 or something.
Yeah.
But I saw that YouTube has like live TV service now. So like you can watch NBC, Comedy Central, a lot of these basic cable channels through YouTube.
Oh, that's
TV.
yeah.
So if you didn't have cable, you can pay whatever this fee is to watch cable television through YouTube.
Yeah.
Which I think is crazy. I think it's such a great idea, you know. So
Yeah,
many
because most
without-
people
sounds
have like
really cool.
internet, but they don't have cable.
Right.
Right, because
Yeah.
like I had cable and I moved like a month ago, and like now and they don't have cable. Like,
Yeah.
So I've just been like watching shit like on my computer, but it's like
I
miss my cable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know. There's just something about like having that clicker and just like
Having
it
it
makes
on.
you makes you feel like home. You know, like
Yeah. And it's just like kind of picking content for you. You know?
yeah, as opposed to like I'm like constantly have to search like, oh, what do I want to watch now that this like 20-minute clip, 15-minute clip, hour, whatever I just watched
You
is
have to
over.
keep making
Now I have to like
decisions.
make a decision again when I could just have House Hunters on.
Right. And then whatever comes on after, you're like, okay, I'll watch this too.
Right, like
Cool.
oh,
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think it's very interesting.
did you have cable? Right,
No, I don't have cable.
you don't have cable.
Yeah.
Okay,
I just like I've got the converter box, so like I can see like channel 2, 4, 5,
Right.
9. I lost 7 years ago. I don't even know what's happening on 7 anymore. But for some reason, like in my area, like no one has channel 7 unless you have cable.
Huh.
But like, and I lost like channel 13, but I still have like PBS in the 21s, but like that's like
I like Channel 13's program. They have good stuff.
I love 13. I'm still watching PBS, but I'm watching the 21s, which is the Jersey version of Channel 13, which I don't understand why I can't get New York Channel 13, but I can get Jersey's 21s. I don't ask questions. I just watch the shows. But it's definitely weird. But I think kind of like going back like to people not having cable, a lot of people just really consume a lot of material from YouTube, and
Yeah.
it's like it looks like it's becoming like people's like big source of like entertainment.
Yeah. I only watch YouTube. That's my
Really?
favorite. Yeah.
Ooh.
Netflix here and there, but YouTube, that's like where I go to see my shows. My shows are on YouTube. You know?
Okay.
Like I
Okay.
love Hot Ones. That's a great interview show where they eat chicken wings. It's like a show with hot questions, even hotter wings.
I've never even heard of it. Yeah.
It's
like,
great.
Okay.
It's here. They shoot it here in New York.
Oh,
and-
do they?
Yeah, yeah. Sean Evans. It's a part of Complex Media, which I don't know. It's like some rapper hip hop.
Mm.
I think they cover those types of subjects. And but they did this interview show, so there's like 10 chicken wings. It's Sean Evans, he's the interviewer, and then the guest is either like a rapper or another artist, like an actor or a comedian. They have a lot of comedians on there. They had Kevin Hart. They have people. The DJ Khaled he ate like 3 wings. He couldn't do it. He's like notorious for like having one of the worst records on the show. And so like
why? How? Because the wings are like that hot.
Yeah, they go from 1 to like the first one is like sriracha, and then then they go up. Each one is hotter until like the last 4 are like a joke. It's the last one. It's changed. They're on season 3. So like, and which is so funny to see seasons on YouTube. They're like season 2 of you, but it's like these are just videos on YouTube. But now they're like
seasons, yeah.
Yeah. But this season it's called The Last Dab, and it's actually a hot sauce that they manufacture by the guy who invented like the ghost pepper, the Reaper, the Carolina Reaper. So it's something crazy. It used to be
the ghost pepper is supposed to be the hottest pepper.
Right. Yeah. So it's one of those.
Because I remember, so like there was a comic, and like a bunch of us comics were all out and we were drinking or whatever, and he like got wasted and like real boastful, and he's just like, it's ghost pepper season. I bet you like $50 that I can eat a ghost pepper. And we're like, all right, we'll chip in for $50. He's like, no, $50 each. And then we're like, okay, we need all of the stipulations. You're going to eat the whole ghost pepper. You cannot throw it up. He's like, yeah. And like we all, like, I think it was like 5 of us, we all agreed if he ate the whole ghost pepper, one sitting, one you know, like literally just toss the thing in your mouth, can't throw it up, each of us will pay you $50. So it was like the crusade for the ghost pepper. We're going around all of Manhattan. We're going to like all these different like little like vegetables huts and whatever, trying to find a ghost pepper. We finally find a ghost pepper.
Where did you find the ghost pepper?
We found it on like 4th Street. It was like I felt like we were walking for like 10 days, but it was probably like we were all wasted.
That's because you don't walk.
I don't walk. It probably was more like 8 minutes, but it felt like 10. I'm not a walker. So we get like, and we got the ghost pepper, and it's like all in like a foil, and it's got like all like don't rub your eyes, don't touch children, don't touch old people. Like it's got all of the fucking warnings. Like don't rub your private part. Like it's everything. And so
make you miscarry.
Yeah.
Plan B substitute.
Yeah, exactly. Just put a ghost pepper in your hoo-ha. You'll never get pregnant again. And so like we had like the whole like ceremony of the thing, and so like we go back to a bar and we all get drinks, and we're sitting there, and we got him like a glass of milk and like water, and we're like, we don't know what to do, but like here you go. And he literally like took one bite and he chewed twice and just threw up everywhere. Like it was like that hot. He's like, oh yeah, this isn't going to be so bad. I love hot food. And he bites into it, like middle of the ghost pepper. 1, 2, bleh, and like just turns purple. And we're like handing him milk and water. He's like, it's not helping. It's not. Like, he's sweating.
Yeah.
Like he literally looked like someone set his clothes on fire, and he was just like, he's like, I'm so hot. I'm so hot. Like it was just like.
Did you get this on video?
No.
Damn.
No, we didn't. We did not get on video. I wish we would have, because like it was
because you were living the moment.
Yeah.
In the moment.
Yeah. You can't live life behind a lens, man.
Right. Yeah. Or your phone.
Yeah, exactly. But we are going to have to take a break. But before we go, Diego, where can everybody follow you on social media? What shows do you have coming up next? What projects are you working on?
So on social media, Twitter and Instagram, I'm at Diego Comedy. You go to my website too for dates, diegoatanasio.com. It's super hard to spell, ATTANASIO. But also you could just link it through my Instagram and Twitter. And there's a website link. I'm doing Polished Comedy tonight at the Beauty Bar. Tomorrow, Sidewalk at 6, Sidewalk Cafe.
Cool.
And then, and then I got a couple festivals coming up and just traveling around the U.S. doing stand-up. So
And getting snowed in at truck stops.
can't wait.
Awesome. Thanks so much for doing the show.
Absolutely. Thanks so much.
This has been Big Talking Brewskis. We'll be right back.
Yeah, big talking brewskis. Marissa Smith is who you see. What a cooler combo in here. Crack a cold one, we're on the air. Big talking brewskis. Marissa Smith is who you see. What a cooler combo in here. Crack a cold one, we're on the air. Kicking back, having a few beers, we're chatting. Pull up your chair, we're all relaxing. Any subject, we never dismiss. Big talking brewskis with Marissa Smith. Comedy, sex, relationships, more. Any subject, we got it in store. Big talking brewskis is coming in live. Crack when open, Marissa has arrived.
Hey guys, this is Big Talking Brewskis. I'm Marissa Smith. I've got Rodney Daniels with me.
What's up, guys? This is Big Talking Brewski's Time, segment 2.
I've got Corey Allen Ingram with me.
Hello. Thanks for having me.
Thank you for being here. And I've got Jomo Faria with me.
Hey, what's up, guys? What's up?
And I've got Tatiana.
Katiana.
Katiana
Duplessis.
Tatiana Duplessis.
Yes. Okay. Because I purposely.
Is that French?
It is.
It is.
Oh, okay.
There you go.
I'm not being fancy for nothing.
Hello. It's like je m'appelle Marissa Smith.
Right.
My only
yeah.
2 words.
Yeah. Okay. So I was terrified to say her last name because like while we were like practicing, I totally called her Duplessis. And I'm afraid that I will never say it correctly. So I can't like how
Duplessis.
Duplessis. Okay.
You gotta say it with an accent.
You know,
Yeah.
only way.
Yeah. Because
Duplessis.
I can't say shit. I'm like from Yonkers. Okay.
We believe in you. You can do it.
It's just like you can take the girl out of South Yonkers, but you can't take South Yonkers out of the girl. I was just like, I like literally sweating bullets. Like I'm gonna fuck up this girl's name. Like,
I feel like we're in a confessional room right now.
yeah, it's like we overshare a lot in this room. I think
we
that
do.
yeah, our
Imagine.
audience expects that of us. As talking about oversharing. So, Rodney, how was your week?
My week was good. It was good. I had a threesome. Oh yeah, with these 2 black guys.
Okay.
And we did double penetration.
What?
Yeah.
It's so casual. No,
Yeah,
you're just
so
like, oh,
crazy.
you know, I just, it just happened to
You know,
happen. Just
Podcast
you know.
Wait. Were they a
I told
couple?
my mom to listen to this. I don't know.
Right.
Well,
they were-
you didn't do it. He
Right,
did it.
I did it.
It's like,
Right.
Mama, I'm not
That's
living in
true.
Sil.
Right.
That was that man.
Oversharing. Right.
Very true.
So no, they were not a couple. They were like 2 friends, but like they liked to play. So like they both liked my picture, and like I came over and like the one guy's bottom, he was like skinny, tall, his dick was huge, and the other guy was like kind of buff and like his dick was like around my size, like nice. And then like we're all fucking, and then like he was like, you know what, I want to try this, and we we had to put our legs together like scissoring, like me and
Okay.
the other guy did, and he sat on both of our dicks.
What? Okay.
It
that
was
sounds eventful.
crazy because like all 3 of us were like collectively fucking.
That sounds really
Was that
intense.
like
It was very
That sounds-
intense.
Was that like a half a container of lube?
That's
At
probably what we did. Yeah.
Maybe
Several-
a whole
several
container of
condoms.
lube.
I'm so dead right now. We
Y'all
still
can see my
rolling.
face
Yeah,
right
we
now,
are
right?
rolling. Still rolling.
You guys were aware we're comics, right? Okay. Wait,
come
like,
prepared.
does the poo just fall out of his body? Like, as soon as he stands up, like gravity is just like you're done. Like,
I don't know how he was doing it. He really just had 2 dicks in his butt at the same time.
I'm
Like,
dead.
He's a trooper, I guess.
Like,
yeah, it's hard enough to get one
one
up there.
dick is too many. Like,
Hey, he's got ambition.
he's
I love
hustling.
He's
He's
hustling.
That's a lot.
It was crazy.
Was that the first time he's ever done that?
Clearly not.
Yeah,
I felt
That's
a
like a
little
parlor trick. That's
no,
just kind
you
of like,
Look what I
no.
can do.
yeah, it's like, look,
Hey,
Mom, like
guess
no hands.
Crazy. crazy.
It's like, have you ever seen the ass with the pairing dicks? Like it's just, I don't know. That's a lot.
I'm gonna put 2 dicks in my butt at the same time.
Like ding 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 ding.
Completely feeling yourself.
2 dicks for 500, Alex. Like I don't. That's a lot.
I mean, well, hey, he texted me the next day like, that was awesome. I bet. How's the healing process?
I hope you. No,
Does he put like a numbing
can't.
spray?
I can't.
Like
I
like
hope-
when you
no,
go
you
to
don't
like
want to
the,
numb it because the whole point is like feel it.
not when it's 2. Like
Wait, is it on your list now, Rodney?
No, I'm not trying to do that. Like,
you're gonna
no,
need
no.
spacers. Like you
I
gotta.
want my butt to stay the same way it is. Like, I feel like you do some shit like that, it's never gonna go back to the way it was.
No.
I would imagine not.
Yeah.
Right. Like, if
No.
you like take like an 11-inch penis, ladies, right?
No.
Right. It's sometimes it's just too big. You'd never
There's
like 11 inches, and somebody just whips that out like that, like pow.
I'm only
so just
5'3".
leave your
That's
body,
like
I
a
can't.
quarter of my body. Like
Yeah, it's like half your height, man.
Wait.
I don't know.
that's
Anyways, that was me. Corey, how was your week?
My week.
How do you
Like,
follow after that?
Follow up.
Corey hasn't had time for any of that. Oh.
especially not 2 of those.
I can't. But recently, just this week, I've started rehearsals for Ragtime for Columbia University. So
Oh, congrats!
Congratulations.
good.
Oh,
Very
what are
interesting.
you doing in that?
I'm an ensemble member, but I'm getting a few solo parts here and there.
Oh, that's awesome! Yeah,
People of Harlem, so hey,
yeah.
Texas boy being a Harlem boy.
Ooh, Harlem
Very
Boys.
cool.
Oh, and
Clutches.
Texas Boys. Sounds like a porn.
No, it's a musical. I can't.
Texas Porn the musical.
The first 5 minutes.
Someone's gonna take that idea, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Please no one in Texas. Please no one in Texas. Wow, great. Someone's fantasy of Texas people.
It's just gonna be like a big steak, and then they just bang on like the huge steak that's the size of the table. It'll be like a Fred Flintstone size steak.
I feel like you're already like producing this in your head. Like,
Right.
you
I
have,
saw
like,
it.
everything.
I saw it.
Like,
She's
where
a
we shooting
producer.
this? We're shooting this in Arizona.
Right. We're gonna say it's
Texas
Texas.
boy shot in Arizona.
Just gotta get like Longhorn cattle in the back shot. Someone's gotta drink a Lone Star. We're good.
Oh, man. I feel like she had this idea before and she's been waiting.
I'm quick on my feet, fellas.
Very much so.
Oh my gosh.
So, Jomo, how was your week?
My week was nothing. Like
You had a week.
I mean,
You had a
okay.
week.
It
You had a
was
week.
a good solid day.
It might not have been their week, but you had a week.
I relaxed. I work as a production assistant, as well as many other things. So, I was just spending time on set, taking it easy. Also, doing filming for the web series I'm working on, Amare.
Yeah.
And just been concentrating on that, trying to knock out the next episode.
Nice,
Okay.
nice. Katiana, how was your week?
Same. We're working on our web series Amare, and getting ready for the second episode to come out. So,
Nice. So
Be a good
now,
time to add like a cheer track.
and I listened to Cardi B's album too.
oh, now how was that?
Oh my
so good.
Yeah,
It's so good.
Oh,
yeah.
oh my god.
I've heard a few,
It's like
but
I don't want to say it's better than Nicki Minaj's Pink Friday, but
it is.
It's
I
so not.
I
Like, it's
enjoyed
so
it
not.
so
I need to
what?
listen to it
It's
first.
so not.
Have you not listened to the full album though?
Okay,
I
Ronnie
have
just threw some shade in this.
Listen
Okay.
to the full album.
But how could you
And-
make that judgment if you haven't?
See.
I'm talking about bars, the spitting. Like, I don't know. There's just something about like Cardi B. What is she talking about?
She's talking about a lot of stuff, like real
Yeah.
stuff.
She was.
Gotta listen to the words.
And I mean, if we're gonna make the comparison, what is she talking about in comparison to what Nicki's talking about? Exactly.
Like she opens up her album over Dreams and Nightmares. That's her favorite song.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Dream
And
Theater,
she's
yeah.
like talking about her like stripper life and how she like came out of that. Like, it's everything.
Yeah, but like I'm the best is like way better than that, and like that's like what Nicki opened her album with, and like that's like
I feel
way
like,
sicker.
I feel like we have like nostalgia, and nostalgia is like powerful. I understand, but I mean,
I just so you know,
He like
he just was like, okay, Grandpa.
throwback
you're saying-
on a Friday.
Excuse me,
All right, let
sir.
me fan him down before he's getting hot.
Hold on.
He's getting hot.
Wait,
Down, Grandpa, down.
Anyways,
I'm gonna assume. All right, just for
I'm gonna
shits and giggles, are you
pretend
guys
you
under
didn't-
25?
No.
no.
I'm
We're over it.
25.
You're 25.
oh, okay.
Yeah.
20
Are
20
you over
what?
30?
No.
No, so like 27.
Yeah.
Uh huh.
27. Okay. All right, go on, Gramps.
For the rest of the show, that's your.
I'm
that's
in
your
my
name.
30s. Right.
That was a good decade. Go on, Gramps.
Right.
Oh man.
But even Nicki Minaj isn't like ancient rap either. She just
Yeah.
came out. Like
I mean,
5
I
years
love
ago.
the album.
She's not ancient, and she's about to shit on these like.
Is
She's
she?
about to shit.
She lost her writers.
Sorry.
I
On
don't
the
know.
chillin'-
Right.
I don't know.
Like Cardi don't got writers.
But she,
But
she
I'm
does.
saying,
but
but Nicki
like,
lost her writers, so I don't
She
know.
lost it. Yeah, Safari. Where's Safari?
I mean, it's
Ross.
not the question
Wait,
of where
Safari's on
Safari
Love and
is or
Hip-Hop.
isn't.
I don't know if that's a
But no, Safari was her boyfriend. That
And what's her ghostwriter?
I know.
Ghostwriter.
I remember American Music Awards. She brought him on stage.
Yeah.
I remember. Everyone's like,
It's like-
"You better bring Safari on stage, girl." Yeah, I remember that day.
But there are more writers.
But I'm just saying, listen to the album, like really, really listen to it without any bias or any like. I feel like a lot of people are coming into it thinking, oh, okay, like this is gonna be trash, and then it kind of taints the vision of of the album itself.
Here's
But-
my issue.
Uh-huh.
You ready?
Yes.
I really don't like when people they're in the game, and then you are a gang member, and you still promote gang activity. Yeah,
Like who?
Like Cardi B.
Ooh.
All of her songs start with B because she's a blood.
No, her first
And-
name starts with a B.
Okay,
That was like the
but
whole gimmick.
bloody
of it.
shoes. Come on now.
Red bottoms.
Yeah, we know what red bottoms are. Yeah,
They're blood red.
yeah. Cause
Ba-dum-ts.
So every person that wears red bottoms are like associated
no,
with
I'm
blood.
just saying that like she is.
Are you
I'm not
trying
sure
to say
that.
Christian Louboutin is a blood?
No,
That frog doesn't even know what the bloods are.
Cardi B is a blood. Like she's like.
So I
in the
would
game,
say-
she's
I
a
don't know
blood.
this.
I don't-
Like that's
I
like
didn't know this.
So I
that's
didn't
like
know this
what
either.
that is.
So I would take it you hate Chris Brown because Chris Brown is definitely affiliated with like the Bloods.
Not
Chris
not a
Brown
super
is
big
just
fan.
a woman beater. That's why
Like-
I'm
Ooh,
not.
I wasn't gonna go there, but okay.
I went
He's-
there. I go there.
Since then, yes, I don't like the game.
So is
the
Fab
game
apparently,
promotes like
Well, he
that
choked
shit.
his bitches out. He
I did not
doesn't
know
give
that.
them black eyes before the Grammys.
Yeah.
Eeh.
Take sip.
I guess if there's methods to it, I guess I don't know. I'm out of that one. Oh man.
Yeah,
Just
I'm never
saying-
going to be in the music industry, so I will say fuck Chris Brown, hard stop. That is what I'm saying.
You go ham, Marissa Smith.
That's what I'm doing. That's
too.
what I'm doing.
But I'm just saying that like it's clearly obvious that like
not know that.
she is a
This
blood.
is the first time I've
I
ever
really
heard of
haven't
that.
Yeah.
She's a blood, and it's like so obvious.
So
like
I
That's a
wasn't.
strong statement.
Where
I didn't know that. Like I didn't know she was a blood. I know like she does the thing with bees because like
Her first name starts with a
like
B.
that's like her like aesthetic, her gimmick in a sense. Like
So what the hell
if-
is Cardi
No,
mean?
because it was like they called her like her
Bacardi.
sister.
Yeah, it was
Her
Bacardi
sister's
because
name
her
is
sister's
Hennessy.
Hennessy. Yeah.
And so I think she
And
went.
then
into-
Oh,
she was
short
like-
for Bacardi?
yeah,
Yeah,
but she
so she
couldn't
put-
name herself that.
Oh,
Obviously,
so she
Yeah.
was Cardi
Cardi
B
B.
because it's
Yeah.
like Bacardi. Okay, all right,
Yeah.
all right. Like
And that
I
was, like, the whole
said,
thing.
30s was a great decade.
Going out
album's
colors
fire.
and shit.
Right.
This bitch is old.
her album's fire though, so everyone should listen to it. That is
I will tonight.
Oh my god. There's so many
This
samples
weekend.
that I didn't expect.
yes.
That when they hit, it's just like, yes, I appreciate this, and you'll appreciate it too.
You when you listen.
no,
Like-
listen,
like,
I
listen
like
to,
the.
like- Like really listen. Like
What's the name? What's the name though? What's the name?
Nicki Minaj is like, nah,
I
this is
gotta
fire.
look. I gotta look at my phone. But there's one with the do that pussy like the the third song.
Beaconhead.
Beaconhead. Yeah.
That's my favorite song.
Beaconhead.
Yeah.
Beaconhead.
It's
good.
sampled by 3 6 Mafia.
That was hot.
So
I was
See,
like,
there you go.
I was like,
That's a spirit.
oh yeah, I pop my pussy like that.
I've been
But
doing the salsa
but
on
see,
the
that's
train,
the whole
so-
thing though. Like I listened to like, you're right. I didn't get to like the last 3 songs.
Okay. I didn't
You
get
heard I
the
Like
last
It,
3
right?
songs though.
But like out of 6 of those songs, like 2 of them I put on repeat, and like that's how I judge how much I like the album.
Okay.
Is the first time I listen to the song. If
If
I
you go
want to
back.
repeat it again, that's a hot song.
Yeah, no, that's how I listen to music too.
Am I the only one that repeated I Like It?
I like it like
I still haven't listened
I
to
I
it.
like it. Like that's the
Yo.
other song I was thinking about
Yeah.
that I liked.
I've
was a
been
really good
doing the
sample.
salsa on the train all day.
I like. I wish I knew like the Spanish part.
Yeah.
Like,
Yo,
I'm just
I acted like I knew it. I was like,
Right.
saying,
You're like, just shake
like,
your
yo, I was
hips.
doing the most,
hips,
like-
hips, shake your hips.
because there's a
hips,
song
hips.
with Bad Bunny and
Mhm.
it has like
Bad whom?
Bad Bunny. I just learned about him too. He's a Spanish
It's a
hip hop
him.
artist. Yeah.
Like,
Never heard of him.
Bad Bunny.
oh my
Yeah.
gosh, gold.
what are they doing with these jackets? So now,
What?
so now you guys are all working on Amari, right?
Mm-hmm.
So now, like, okay, so we're gonna get into it. So, like, what is Amari?
Tell us about it.
Yes, I've been curious to ask y'all.
So first of all, Corey's in an episode, and he's just not asking what
2
Amari's about.
episodes technically.
2 episodes, right? So,
know.
so Amari is a web series, a 5-part web series that documents the 2 main characters, Ajani and Cairo. So they meet at a party, and it's basically documenting when people meet and then the process of falling in love and like the ins and outs of that. Like, yeah, you meet, you fall in love, but then
Did they meet on an app?
no, they didn't.
No.
How
Oh.
they meet.
It's very
So, like,
authentic.
that's like, how do okay. For someone
Wait, so
trying to
then how do
meet
they
somebody,
meet
how
then,
do
for
you
real?
meet these days if you're not meeting on an app?
Go to
So
parties.
Ajani and Cairo met at a house party. So the first episode is
Well, you had to have friends for that. Go on.
I mean, I guess that's a
That's true. I
prerequisite.
mean, I met you.
You're
mean-
20 somethings. They have friends.
you can like
All
crash
my
the house
friends
party.
are like breastfeeding right now, but go on.
That's the
Wait.
whole thing.
Oh.
When you're in your 30s,
That was a
those
good
parties
decade.
are few and far between. All right.
It's like my left duct is a little clogged. I can't come out, you guys. Like,
Oh, Marissa.
You got
I'm
somebody.
just saying
You
what
got-
happens. That is what happens. Left ducts get clogged, you guys.
Do
It's
they?
okay. You're gonna because you gonna find out.
okay.
Everybody
Not
about to start
anytime
having.
soon.
Like-
No, you think that it's not
You gotta
your
wish
time
that
soon.
for her.
But
Then
it's
there's gonna be
no, you too, because like all of your friends that you went to college with, all of a sudden
there's gonna be a
ooh,
summer of love.
Married, it's gonna be a summer of love.
And
Everybody
then
getting
in
married.
the fall, everybody is like knocked up or married or engaged.
Wedding.
How do you
24
deflect all this? I did not
months.
know. Like,
I
It's
wasn't
No,
aware.
for
like,
real, you're gonna be
you
playing
guys
for
are
women.
trying to do Wakanda, and it's not gonna happen because you're gonna lose your friends.
Oh, moment of silence. Jeez.
I know, right? Not that strong.
You're like Wakanda deflects. Like, no, you're gonna lose them all. To babies and marriage and shit. Like literally, it's just gonna be like you had friends, and then like you were single for a summer, and everybody else was hitched up, and then that fall everybody's engaged, and that winter everybody's pregnant, and you're just like, oh,
schedule to
I
this,
should
isn't it?
try to.
Dude, that's exactly how this shit happens. It's out of control.
That is
My
kinda
brother
true.
got 4 kids.
Do they send out memos for this? Like, is it
Like, no, you don't
When
even
they
know that
dis-
it's happening. It's just like when you get into like that above 25, mid 20s age, right before you like get to 30,
Bang,
everybody
4
starts
kids.
booing up. Boop, 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 boop. Everybody getting married, and then by the time you hit like over 30,
And you're
You're
the
just
only
like-
one not booed.
yeah.
I mean,
But it's
I wish I
okay,
could
you
see
guys.
that.
There's light at the end of the tunnel. You just start mad podcasts to keep yourself busy.
right.
That's a good note. That's a good note.
I know, right?
So okay, so now they meet at a party. They fall in love.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, eventually.
Well, we think that they
Yes.
fall in
Yeah.
love.
So
at
it's a
some
5-part
point.
series. So each episode kind of documents the different levels and stages that they go through. So the first episode talks about the introduction, and the second episode will go into their first date,
Okay.
which is actually coming out soon. And if anyone wants to watch the first episode, they can go on youtube.com/SleptOnCreatives
Hey.
Okay.
to watch the first episode. The
Check
second
that.
episode will be coming out like soon.
Very, very soon.
So
Okay,
we'll
no, that's
post
nice.
on
There
our
you go, there you go.
Instagram _SleptOnCreatives when the episode's out.
Now, did you write this or direct this or create this?
So yes,
or-
we both.
They do it all.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
So like you both wrote this. Okay.
Co-produced,
So now, what was
direct.
your inspiration?
Well.
Are you guys dating or?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
So we were trying to keep it a mystery.
I saw that. You did that right there.
We're trying to keep a little bit of mystery to it.
Oh, that's what you
Yeah.
said. Okay, I'm not
You
going
can
to-
hide it from the 20s, but we can smell love in the air. Like, what is that?
Just gonna talk about the show.
Sure. So let's get into it. How did you guys meet?
Well,
Okay.
check out the show.
At a
and
party.
It's kind of based on
Yeah.
the story.
Oh.
Yeah.
So it's very reminiscent.
Hashtag Black Love. Go on.
Love
Yes.
and art. Hashtag Black Love. That's awesome.
All on that.
But yeah. So basically, Amari is loosely based off of me and Jomo.
Okay.
Okay.
So
Well
now, how
recognized,
long
so.
have you guys been dating?
About.
I'm waiting for him to give the wrong answer so I can see her eyebrow. Go on.
Jomo, you got no.
Like
Jomo,
she-
you got this.
She's like,
That
literally,
was
she's
Jomo.
just
You
like,
got this.
oh,
There's no faith in me.
Jomo,
That's
you got
crazy.
this.
It's like 7 to 8 months.
7, 8 months, somewhere in there.
Yeah. We've known each other for a
It's
while.
been 11,
Yes.
right?
That sounds all right. That sounds all right.
You know our anniversary is next week, nigga.
Like, thank the fan for believing in me.
It's been 6
I appreciate that.
years, and he thinks it's
2
6
weeks,
months.
1 hour, and a minute.
No, that's awesome. And so, like, and then, like, while you guys were dating, you just saw, like, oh, this is going to be great for a show.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
It is loosely based off of us, but I thought we wanted to document positive Black love because
Right.
I feel like there is nothing on TV that documents positive love. Like we can talk about the scandals and the being Mary Janes, but it documents Black women in like abusive or like abusive relationships or
Heavily dramatic.
yeah.
Yeah.
So we wanted to document like okay, like love's not perfect, but there's different stages and levels to it. So
What do you guys feel about Insecure?
I love Insecure, but
I love it too.
It's not necessarily
I love it too.
positive.
Right.
Exactly.
It does.
I
think it
also
does-
don't feel like it's insecure because, like, it's like, oh, I'm
Well-
sorry, I've got 2 hot guys that are like, want to fuck me. Like, oh, I'm real insecure about that. Like,
say it like that.
Issa does have the right to pick who she wants to hire for her show. I'll give
Right.
her that. I think also like it's insecure, like not with just her dating, but like with her work environment as well. Because
Everything.
like, what is that white girl's name? I ran into her twice.
What is her name?
Wow. Really don't remember.
they're all named Molly. Come on.
There's a rift in the season where Issa and Molly is her friend. Molly, her and Molly go into a rift and they're not really talking. So Issa's like, she's always had this coworker and the coworker's always there to be her friend, even more than a coworker. And Issa's like, nah, I'm just gonna go. And then she just blows her off a couple times and she's like, I've always been your friend. And then her coworker basically gets the promotion. Issa's left in the dust and she's like, I could have made that relationship stronger. Now I'm just like, I gotta contemplate like, what am I gonna do now with now that my best friend's like on a rift and now my coworker, she's straining me because of the decisions I've made. So it's like there's different levels to this. Yes.
I do think it's a play on, the fact that she had Awkward Black Girl, like the series that was on YouTube before, and it's kind of like the same aesthetic. So I think it's like a different way of saying awkward. Like she's like insecure. It's just
Exactly.
kind of like a more sophisticated way of saying, because she's like when she has like her solo scenes, you can tell like she's really insecure about like she can have like
Oh yeah.
a lot of things that a lot of people would be like, what
That's
are you
my
stressed about?
Tuesday. I'm just kind of like, something like you have not had diarrhea before a gig because you're nervous. This is not insecure. Like, this is not like,
Ooh, yeah.
like that's
Having a
not.
turtle on stage is not a good thing.
No, it's like I literally had anxiety,
That's a
diarrhea
thing.
before
Oh.
gigs
Yeah.
for like 3 years. That is insecure. Like, it's like,
Hold on.
oh, there's a hot guy and there's another hot guy, and like, oh, like my
She don't want
coworker
hot
is
guy.
like, doesn't want to go to happy hour anymore, but I still have a job. Like, it's just like, I'm sorry. It's like it's not. That's LA insecure. That's not. That's not real bitch
But she
insecure.
living in the dude. She
not real
she
bitch.
going through it. Like
She is going through it.
she had to
She's
get her
going
I still like the
through
show
it.
though. I still like
Show's
it.
good.
I love the show.
And it's
I've never
good
seen
for
it.
Hollywood.
What?
I
Oh my
know.
gosh.
I
First
just
of all-
lost my black card.
First
Now
of
I
all,
watched
sorry.
it just to get it.
I ain't never seen Black Panther either.
I didn't
Oh,
see
what?
Black
What?
Panther,
So-
but like
I
I
saw
gotta give it up
it.
for my
I
sisters.
saw
I
it.
gotta watch that. So.
I saw it.
I saw it too in 4D.
I'm
Your
just-
face right now, you just looked around like,
Gramps never saw.
who
Black
the fuck are
Panther.
these
That's
white
crazy.
people?
Gramps and Grams did not see it. I'm just
Wow.
not. So I'm gonna see it eventually, but my problem is this: I don't give a fuck about superheroes.
It's more than that.
It's way more than that.
It's
I-
still superheroes.
I do feel like superhero because I'm like a big superhero aficionado.
Because you guys are
kinda
under
shit.
30, but go on.
No.
Wait, are you coming for us 90s kids?
Like, clearly.
Oh, I've been coming for you 90s kids.
A lot of these
Oh, the
movies get
90s,
like.
I remember that.
You see that she's wearing TLC. I am not wearing Cardi B. This is why. Because we made an impression. You guys are just trying to like recreate it.
I love your shirt.
Thank you.
I mean,
Chili and
think-
Left Eye with a shit.
Well,
I
yeah,
think, like,
but
T-Bob
I mean,
too. You left her out.
I no, I didn't purposely, but it's just kind of like it's still kind of raw.
I think that was.
Well, Left Eye is the one who died.
Didn't
Wow.
they both die?
No.
They're-
Oh,
She's very much alive.
Right. Chili
So
and
I think I
T-Boz
know
are
why
still
Katiana has the
alive.
shirt on.
okay, like
But
Yeah,
you gonna be
no,
Gramps
Chili-
too.
I would call myself Grams. That's fine.
She's very much alive.
You can't not want to
T-Boz
have
is on Young and the
Alzheimer's.
Restless.
Is she really?
Yeah.
There's no way. I'm so sad.
No.
Or is it Bold and Beautiful? She's on one of them shows. Like all of a sudden, I was like,
she gets to.
it was like I was at
needs a check.
work and
Yes.
Bold and Beautiful was on and
T-Boz is on there.
T-Boz. I was like,
Dang.
that's T-Boz in a maid outfit.
Get
She
that
got-
check.
Oh my God, no way. Really?
Yeah, you better get that check, T-Boz.
There's that
Residuals.
mortgage.
You
like
know,
that
make
mortgage is not a
money.
joke.
I like that.
Hello, I don't blame her. Shit, you better fly out of
Tap on the-
Atlanta, go right to LA, film these
Tap on the
slow
director's
moves,
shoulder.
and go
Yeah.
right
Fly
back to
back there.
Atlanta where the shit is cheap.
Everybody's in those shows. Like even Chadwick. Chadwick was in I think General Hospital. Or
Yeah, Michael B.
Holy-
Jordan started off there too.
Yeah.
I know Michael B.
Oh.
Jordan started off there. Yeah, I remember that.
Michael G. Like he's
Michael G.
yeah, Michael B.
We're gonna be.
That guy. That
I'm
guy.
sorry, because he's a G. No, he's yummy. He is.
He's in Black Panther.
I know he is. It's not like I haven't.
He's shirtless.
He's like I don't
With the-
need to see
yeah.
Black Panther to see him shirtless though. Like I've got the internet. Like
Marissa. what you?
I would say that's a fair
What
point.
you do on your spare time?
it's like I don't know what you do with your Saturdays. But
Work.
yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah, Michael B is all over the internet shirtless. I don't need to see him in superheroes. You can see that man all in his madness for free on the internet.
So why don't you like superhero movies?
Well,
Dun dun dun.
dun dun dun. I just kind of feel like it's hard enough accepting our reality that I don't need to have some sort of like dystopia with like this thrown in fake hero to try to save us. No one's saving us. We're all dying. Like I don't need that I don't need that crutch.
Okay. I mean, well, people don't watch it to like say
don't
that
focus
this is
on that,
real.
yeah.
Like it's just like
Yeah, because you're in your 20s. I get it. It's like
there are many people not in their 20s.
Oh
that went to
yes,
see
let's
this
talk about
movie.
the Comic-Con line.
Like-
Yes.
well, and I wouldn't talk to those people either. But
Oh,
I was
man.
like,
I don't blame you on that one.
There's like unlimited shade. That's crazy.
I mean,
this is called not giving fucks. Yeah, no, like I've never like I'm not saying like I've never seen a Star Trek or Star Wars or whatever, but like typically like sci-fi is not my genre. I'm more of, like a comedy or a drama or a mystery kind of person.
Okay.
But like the superhero thing, I just kind of feel like is like a crutch because you feel like you need to find a savior in this thing that is either an alien or has been tainted by chemicals or whatever. And so like you're putting all your hope and faith in this thing that you think is bigger than yourself. And
It's a fictional
and-
movie.
yeah,
like-
but like I like for me it's like I don't need this fiction because like this fiction is like not something that's gonna help me.
Do you watch cartoons?
yeah.
No,
I was like,
I
what
hate
fiction?
But wait,
What?
Okay.
so what about like the comedy movies and stuff that you
Yeah.
watch that are fiction too? Like,
Yeah.
do you?
But like I feel like all comedy, good comedy, is like rooted in some sort of reality because like you have to have some sort of grounding to make something funny because if it's too out there, it's not going to be funny because you're like there's nothing relatable to it.
So since there's comedy in superhero movies, because I feel like
Yeah, 'cause
comedy,
Batman's hilarious.
yeah,
But
comedy,
that's-
romance, like a lot of these things are treated.
But
as
it's like
subgenres.
real
So it's like,
real hack.
but you don't know that because you haven't seen the movie.
I've seen enough to know it's hack. So like I've saw like whatever like I've seen like the Justice League. I've seen like the
Okay.
Superman
All right.
versus Batman. All
All
that
right, well,
shit is
all right,
real
all
hack.
right, well, hold on.
But wait,
I
back to
am a
cartoons for like 2 seconds.
Yeah, okay.
Like
I
you
don't
guys
watch that
all
shit.
watch cartoons.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
No.
To dumb down from like life and like real shit in life, I watch cartoons to be like, okay, this is gonna like.
I don't
So-
want to dumb down
I-
from like.
See, I think
like
feel
I'm,
like-
I'm
feel
waiting
like
for the bomb to drop.
That's the real
Like,
difference between like
So this is the thing.
I watch cartoons.
A lot of, especially like '90s cartoons, had so much adult themes.
Definitely.
Like they were
Very much
made
so.
for adults, but
Yeah.
they were made in a way where a kid can watch it and be like,
They
"Yay,
were made for
colors."
stoners.
They were made for adults.
Okay.
If you see
let's
some
just-
Stoner
let's-
adults.
Let's just say this. I saw this the other day.
All right, Corey.
I saw this the other day, but like y'all know the Rugrats, right?
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
so the Rugrats.
One
So
of the-
basically,
oh, man.
Angelica's parents, basically, if you really look at it, the mother's running the entire household.
Yeah.
She's the businesswoman. We don't even know what the father even does, but he's always stressed. But the mother is owning the entire shit. Susie, the only black girl on the entire show, her mother is a surgeon and
like
the
a dentist or something,
dentist
yeah.
and the
She
daughters.
was like
Well, I
black
know.
empowerment to its
I know in the
fullest.
Rugrat movie, she was delivering the baby.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
she was
about
like,
it.
Dee
Yeah,
Dee,
you're right. Yeah.
scalpel, and whatever. So, like, it was just like, even when I saw the information later, it was just like, wow, really? That's what was going on in Rugrats. But it was just like, I don't know, like, cartoons, they either gave you an escape or you related to something with that character or something in that time or whatever. I mean, even with superheroes, I don't really have like a favorite, but you know, it was just like not even like, oh, I'm gonna get bit by a spider one day and have superhero
Yeah.
powers. But it's like if I had like not even like years of training to be something, that would have been pretty great. But yeah. But superheroes are great. I mean, but I'm not like buying everything.
I mean,
and
I'm
everything.
just saying like
I'm just a
I
huge
can't go
fan.
home and just constantly sit down and like watch like a cartoon.
No,
Yeah.
it's not a constant
So-
thing.
Like, just
Well, it
like,
depends
not,
on what kind of
constant,
cartoon.
like not like constant, but like just like
I-
sit down and watch like a cartoon
What's your favorite movie?
at home. The Titanic.
So, if there was an animated version of the Titanic,
No.
would you watch it? Why?
Because I
someone drew
like
it?
the actual like
People.
movie
What about
version, like
anime?
real people.
See, so
Like
I'm a big anime fan, and that's like Japanese cartoons or Japanese animation.
which that's a whole
And
yeah.
That's like a whole other like section.
That's a whole other level.
But-
like
But there's
so when you guys talk about cartoons, that's like
well, that's included for me. Like,
I'm
because
talking about like Rugrats and like Hey Arnold and like Doug and like the '90s cartoons.
Right.
Like,
I'm including
Ren and
that, but I
Stimpy's,
just
yeah,
watch
like
like everything. I watch things with real people too, but I can also enjoy things that are drawn, because I mean, like,
I also feel like the cartoons today are shit, though.
Yeah, I don't
They
watch
are.
those
Well, okay.
cartoons.
Not
Not-
They are.
today's cartoons. They
absolutely-
talking about they watch.
Like
Yeah,
the
but
90s
Rugrats was
Nickelodeon.
shit.
It wasn't.
Wait.
You really watched
It
that?
was drawn like shit. I'm sorry.
No,
If you take
That's
it
what gave it its
was
authenticity.
Yeah.
If
Like
you-
in the 90s, if you didn't see like a pencil sketch, you didn't like know someone actually like drew that shit.
I'm sorry.
Technically,
I'm
there's
sorry.
like an angry
I-
mob outside. I know.
Oh,
Like,
that's fine. They can come for me. I'm ready all day. But like I'm taking this from like a purely artistic perspective.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you take like old Disney, like if you take like
okay.
The Little Mermaid, or even like
where you
like
can
the-
actually see the pencil sketches. That's what I'm
Like
talking
2D
about.
animation, yeah.
Yeah, 2D.
like and then you take the Rugrats. It's just like this looks like a 5-year-old just like scribbled, and somebody was able to put the colors in the lines. Like that's what it looks like to me.
Well, I think they built an aesthetic, and that's like it doesn't.
It's all right. It's
you know,
okay. You can
it's
be
not for everyone.
exacerbated. I'm old. I get it. But like for me, there's no artistic aesthetic. It's just kind of like if I drew that in art class, I would have failed. Like it's really bad to me, and it hurts me.
So that affects like watching it for you.
Like one, I'm not big into cartoons. So like if I'm gonna have to watch a cartoon, it needs to be something that I can appreciate on another level that's going to pull me in because I already know I don't like it.
I
So
absolutely
it's like
agree.
it's
Watch
kind of
anime.
like
I'd say watch
I don't want to
anime.
see octopuses like raping people.
Okay, so that's like a
Okay.
That's
OG
how
stereotype.
anime
called hentai.
gets like real.
Yeah,
I mean,
That's-
They
not
that's
all of
fucking
it.
everything.
But that's called hentai, and that's not
You
in.
see it and going in and out, and they have like the split.
It's just like
And he's splishing out
you
and
have,
shit
like-
like that.
If you have
it's
a whole
like
group of
octopus
anime,
raping
This is like
8 women at the
1%.
you
same
have to
time.
appreciate that someone drew that multiple times.
Really, what were they thinking when they were drawing it?
Not even
Their
that.
uncle touched them in the wrong place at Christmas. That's what they're thinking.
out of like,
Who's uncle?
if you take 100% of anime, oh my god,
Who's uncle?
The anime.
that shouldn't be funny.
Calling you out.
Oh, it's not.
Calling you out, uncle.
I remember that time.
Oh my gosh.
And I was waiting for Santa, and I put the cookies out, and Uncle Tom had told me come to back room.
I'm dead.
Can't they
And
make a
then
comedy out of that?
8 hands.
Like, if you take like 100% of like all the anime ever made, maybe 1% involves octopuses or like whatever that like stereotype is.
Every time I've ever seen it.
Well, the artistic, like, there's so much detail to like some of like the best anime. Like there's an anime
And then the
called
mountain
K.
becomes an octopus, and it rapes
Oh
8
my
women.
gosh.
Because you asked me
Doesn't
earlier
rape anyone.
what my favorite movie was.
Yeah.
And it's Titanic, but I also really love the Kill Bill trilogy.
Oh, I love
And
that too.
It's amazing.
that are
But
heavily
in the
inspired by
middle
anime.
of it, there is an animated. The whole Lucy Liu story is all anime, and that was the first time like I actually like saw some anime. I was just like,
And she gets
oh,
raped in that
damn.
too.
So my question is,
No,
if you
nobody
like
gets-
Kill
she didn't
Bill,
get-
what's the difference between
Did we see the same movie?
what's the difference
Why
between
was she crying?
what's the difference
Because
between
her
Kill
parents
Bill
got
and the
killed.
Marvel movies though? Because it's still kind of like made up.
No one's a superhero.
But
Wait. So
She's not
Kill
a superhero
Bill.
in Kill Bill. She's a ninja.
But there are
Yeah.
super. So I guess what's your
Well,
definition of a
superheroes
superhero?
and ninjas do study a period of time to hone on their powers so they
Yeah.
can get better at.
Right, but one
What
is
their
a
ability
learned
is.
skill.
Same
One
as a
is
ninja.
just like
Batman.
oh,
ninjas
I
are
had
like-
dinner at a nuclear
Batman is a
plant.
ninja.
Yeah,
Basic.
Batman is just a rich man that has a lot of toys.
and it's white.
Exactly.
Okay, wait.
You
That
have
don't mean
a
nothing
black
because you didn't see
Batman.
Black
Can we
Panther.
get a black
So-
Batman? Hello.
So actually,
Black
there
Panther,
is.
They gave it to you. You didn't see it.
There is
Where?
a
Black
black
Panther.
Batman in the comics. They're like, just gonna put that out there. He,
I believe him.
he put the mantle down, and a black man took his place and killed it. He was awesome. Look it up. He's lit.
I believe him.
Research.
I mean, there's a black Green Lantern, so I believe him.
Yeah.
John Stewart. I
Yeah.
know. That's my.
They're
favorite.
like, there's
All right.
I was like, wait.
If you say so.
Yeah, and he's And Batman's black.
But honestly, watch Black Panther.
Batman has never been black, like ever.
Black-
Right?
So you said if they gave you a black Batman, you would watch it.
Ooh, Idris Elba being Batman.
But they gave you Black Panther
Yeah.
though, and you didn't see that.
Right. And no, Black Panther does not have superpowers.
Yes.
Yeah, he's a
It's
ninja.
That's the whole thing,
Like I
though.
just said.
It's like I'm not into like superhero shit, like Marissa, and I don't know anything about like
That's why I'm here. I got you. I'm trying to put you on.
Black Panther. It wasn't like moving enough for me to go to like the movie theater for me
Okay.
because our people showed up. Everybody, it was number one. Like
Came up
I
with
didn't know.
garbs.
There's so
right,
many
yeah, I
people
know.
that-
I saw all the videos.
Give it a shot. I'll say
So,
there's a lot of themes.
But I'm
in
not
it
saying I
that's like-
won't give it a shot.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
but
You really haven't given it a shot.
Like, it made $1 billion without your money. Like,
hello,
Yeah.
I
clearly.
think it was like the first.
I mean, I'm
Clearly,
still,
they need me.
I still
How you
watch
doing, Marvel
it,
Studios?
but still,
Good.
still.
There's so many themes that's rooted in reality.
So, like, talking about something that's rooted in reality, now that we're, like, over a year into Trump's America, do you guys think that
Not-
it is...
That hurt.
I know, it hurts. I know.
There was a
So
silent inhale.
I'm setting a stage, you guys. So now that we've experienced over a year of Trump's America, do you think that it is better for people to be rude or prejudiced?
Can we like choose neither? Is that like a thing? Can we like just not?
No,
have-
because they're not doing either.
Yeah, that's
like,
fair.
it-
That's fine. That's fair.
it's like,
repeat the question.
Corey,
'Cause
can
I
you
don't-
explain
no,
this?
but no, repeat the question before you answer.
Well, it's his question, so.
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, sorry. So today I was sitting on the bus by myself. Well, yeah, I was by myself, but I was a seat next to me. A guy got up. I was in the front of the bus, but then this lady, she came up and then she just sat next to me and then she was talking about, thank you for moving over. I said, yeah, it's fine, it's whatever. She said, no, really, thank you, because a lot of people are just rude here. And I was like, well, it's New York.
Yeah.
And she was talking about, but you know, like I went and visited Kentucky a few weeks ago, talking about how the customer service was great, but they're still bigots and they're still
Right.
prejudiced.
Right.
And then what clicked in my mind was, would you rather have rude or prejudice?
Well, okay, so I guess this is a question that needs to be asked. The person that was sitting next to you, what was her race?
She was white.
Okay, so
But she's an acting teacher at Parsons.
so I feel like Kentucky would be awesome for her because she doesn't.
Still.
She's not getting hit with like the bigotry that other people would be hit with there. So of course Kentucky's amazing because she
But
doesn't
she
have
could
anything
have
to worry
like
about there.
a half black kid, and then like she every day she's listening to her kid like, "Mommy, what's a nigger?"
That's
like,
still
Well, that'd be a
doesn't-
wake up call,
That
maybe.
still doesn't
But, like, I think
change
that
the
that's
fact that you're
why-
always white. You're born white. Like
But I feel like if you have a child, no matter what, like you feel for your kid more than you do for yourself.
A good
Yeah.
parent does. Yeah.
Yes and no,
Like,
because it's not
like-
guaranteed, but
Yeah.
it's
No,
that's
but
the
like,
way it should.
I'm gonna just assume that like I'm gonna give her the benefit of the doubt that she's a good parent. I
Okay.
don't know if she is or she isn't, but I'm just gonna be
Source that.
sexist for a minute and say that as soon as you have a kid, that you automatically are a good mom.
Okay.
No, it doesn't happen, but like,
But like
I'm gonna
but
assume.
you automatically had that kid and it's a mixed kid, but guess what? You still white.
But your kid isn't.
But-
And I feel like you are. I don't know. Like, I'm not a white woman, so I don't know how I'd feel about it. But I feel like if I had a kid, no, like let's say that my kid was half Asian, and some people were talking shit about Asians, I'm gonna be fucking like mama bear, and it's like, what the fuck's wrong with you talking about
Well, yeah.
Asians? Like, you know what I mean?
But-
So I feel like as a like, and I don't know if she is or she isn't, but I feel like a white woman should feel the same way about having a black kid.
well, wait, does she have a black kid? Is that like
I'm
is that part of
making
it?
shit.
Okay,
like,
I'm
You
just-
made that up.
I'm
Right.
speculating.
Dived in.
I'm
I'm
Just wanted to make
speculating.
sure.
All of that is
Okay.
speculation.
Okay.
But I mean, when I'm on the bus,
It just
even if
seemed
I
like
have
she
a
was so empathetic that I felt like she was close enough to a black person that she was like, you know.
Well,
It can be taken
I-
many ways.
I mean, the thing is, like, when I'm
Yeah.
on the bus, it's like, if I have an extra seat next to me, people pass me, people don't. I'm just chilling in my seat waiting to get home. Whether you sit next to me or not, that's your thing.
Right.
But if I'm, like, in the front of the bus or in the middle of the bus, why would you want to walk all the way back there? We could just sit right here.
Right.
it pops in
I'm
my
trying to
head.
say-
It pops in my head, but I'm just like, it's whatever.
So what would you prefer?
That she talk to me or not talk to me?
Prejudice or rude? That was your question.
Yes. I prefer rude. Yeah.
That's more honest.
Yeah,
I
that's
prefer
real
rude.
honest.
I feel rude because I've been in the city for 3 years and I understand the rudeness, but I feel like New Yorkers in general are just trying to get somewhere.
Yeah,
And then
it's
there are
not even
people who
rude.
aren't even going anywhere. Like walking in Times Square. I gotta walk to work in Times Square. Like
Right.
sometimes I muffle in my breath, move, but I don't say it out loud like I'm yelling at a car, but I'd be like, move.
I don't consider that rude because, like, if I
Direct.
go to your city and block you from doing the thing that you normally do on a daily basis,
Inconsiderate.
I'd be considered an asshole. But like, if someone comes to tourists and they're like, "Oh, I'm just gonna twirl in the streets of Times Square," and then want to get mad because someone is like has somewhere to go, it's just like, why is that? Why does that build into like the stereotype that like New Yorkers are rude? It's just like, hey, I'm trying to get somewhere and you are being inconsiderate.
Well,
That
like
wouldn't
I,
wouldn't make me feel a certain type of way though. Like if I was sitting on a bus on the way to Jersey and I was 3 seats in, and I'm sitting here and like everybody just walks past like my seat. It's even crazier when you're like halfway in the bus and it's like nobody wants to sit next to the black guy.
That's happened to me before.
Like
That's my paradise.
That's what it feels like.
That's why.
Wait,
I'd be like, look, I
not
got
like
extra seat.
as
I
a
put my bag
problem.
on it, maybe.
And that's
But
a relax.
Wait, and then we
it's
move
just-
it, and now
I've
ain't nobody
noticed it.
on the seat next to me. But
Well,
again,
and then yeah.
I've dealt with prejudice where it's like a similar situation like what you went through, Corey, but like someone sat next to me and I'm like really polite and they said thank you, but the way they say it and like what they were saying after, it's kind of really obvious that they were surprised because I was black. And it was like, oh my god, this is so great that a black person, in parentheses, like that a black person would do this. And it's kind of like that's why
unsaid.
well, that's
right,
kind
and it can be like really like
Yeah, it's
all
like,
smiles.
You're approved. You're
But
good.
like, you're like, oh,
You're
you're
one
a
of the
good
good
black
ones.
man.
You're
You're a good one.
good black
Yeah,
guy.
it's kind of like, all right, like,
You're
chill
a
out,
good
fam.
black guy.
Like,
Tape him down. We got a good one here.
right.
But like I kind of feel like I don't know. I would definitely prefer like the uptight, politically correct, like you don't dare say this like kind of thing in mixed company. And I know a lot of people say like, oh well, like like Trump is elected because people don't want to live in an era of political correctness anymore. But like I much rather enjoy living in a time where if you call me a nigger to my face, you're going to get fired, than you're going to be elected to Congress. Like, you know what I mean?
But
like,
is that rooted
it's
in
just-
reality?
Well, how do you think Trump got elected?
Big
I
business.
feel like that was never a thing where like, if someone calls me a nigger or something, like I don't feel like I can be like, all right, you're really going to lose your job. Like I can't say it and feel in
I've had
utmost
people lose their
confidence.
job for calling me a mullion.
Oh, what?
Mullion. It's Italian
even-
for eggplant, which is basically calling you a nigger.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's like
That's
yeah.
good.
Well, I'm
Yeah,
glad that
situation,
that
yeah.
like got rectified in a sense, but like
I don't feel like it always.
I don't feel like that always happens. So it's like now that
You just
like,
need a better lawyer. Go on.
well.
You got a list.
Anytime you need a lawyer, boo boo, I got you. Okay, I got him
Wants
on
to get you
speed
covered.
dial.
Okay.
I got him on speed dial. I got my phone on record. Okay, bitch gotta eat, you know.
So did the lawyer.
And why do you think he's my like? I stayed with him.
You
Okay,
know they're gonna win.
yeah.
Like another one? Got him. All right, let's go. Let's
Here we
go.
go. Here we go.
He's like the Gollum, my precious. What did she say? She said Negro. What? Okay, come on.
This again.
Well, us with that haven't been blessed with great lawyers like that.
That is okay. Can I, like, young folk, let me tell you this. Anybody listening,
Mm-hmm.
there's two things in your life that you should never scrimp on, never save a penny on. That is a lawyer and a doctor.
yeah.
Everything else, like, fucking save your money. Lawyer, doctor, you spend.
That's life. Yeah,
Yeah.
I can agree. I definitely agree with that. Yeah.
That just coming from the old folk corner. Go on.
We received the knowledge.
Yeah. Lawyer, doctor,
hear that,
spend
young
your
people?
money. Like, fucking
man.
outfit, like, fucking restaurant, like, eating
Right.
McDonald's. Buy the fucking lawyer. Go on.
I mean, so to answer the question, I would prefer rude, and that's just because I feel like people can be prejudiced and rude. And like, if I have to choose, I'll choose rude without prejudice. I mean, and even if like someone is prejudiced, and you know, I'd rather them be straight up about it than kind of like, hey, you're, you know, like kind of like have like that whole make you feel comfortable in a sense, because it's like disrespectful.
Well, I feel like everyone has their own prejudices.
Mm-hmm.
And, but I feel like everyone has a bias, everyone has a prejudice. And, like, even though you want to, like, feel like you're the most woke person, or, like, you want to feel like you're, you know what I'm saying? Like, you still have a prejudice and a bias. And it's just like,
You called me racist earlier.
well, you were.
I was.
He was. It was like,
I flagged down a busboy, and he was.
well,
Indian.
you didn't know he was a busboy. You assumed because he was small, wearing a black shirt and foreign, that he was a busboy. He could have just been a dude walking to the bathroom.
This is so true.
But you're
I
just
say,
like,
you come here.
White people do it all the time, so you're okay.
they are also racist. But like,
I mean, you're a racist.
I was just like, that was mad
Well,
racist.
that's, okay, and that's another thing on Insecure.
Like,
that
can't-
whole episode where she basically she it's not a nonprofit, but the thing she does is we got y'all. So basically she's at this school. It's very integrated, multicultural or whatever, but she's favoring mostly the black kids in her school. And
Right.
her coworker, still don't know your name, I'm sorry. But
Still a good actress.
she's like, whatever the Joy? No, maybe Joy. Never mind.
It sounds
But anyways,
like yeah.
so she's like, "What about the other kids?" Because the principal's black, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm gonna get you some kids coming here. Most of them are black." So Issa's not really questioning the population of kids or even the demographic of the kids. She just knows that she's getting the kids, and that's the results that she needs for her job to be like, okay, you're actually getting it, you're making progress and all. So
Right.
her coworker's like, you know, where are the Latin kids? Are we gonna help them? And Issa's like, they fine. Yeah, fine. Not like that, but quote
Yeah.
unquote, they fine. So
She had a little remorse to it, but it was still kind of
Yeah,
like
and it
she was
was-
willing to let it go.
But was I wrong for assuming that this guy was a buster because he had on a black shirt that was a button up and he was?
Did he have on like a
Indian?
hat?
No.
he didn't have on a hat.
He literally had
thank
a
you,
button-
Joe. Yeah, man.
If it was because of what he was wearing, then I'll say no. But if it's because of how he looked, then
He had a button-down black shirt on. He had black jeans and sneakers. Now, this being said, he could have just left his coat at the table or the bar with his friends, gone to the bathroom because we were like right next to the bathroom, and on his way back to his friends. Because I'm telling you right now, if I was going to the bathroom and some fucking white dude came to me, can I have the check? I'd be like, fuck you. I don't fucking work here. And you know I would have said that straight to his face. Because like, you've
'cause
seen
I've
me do
seen-
some,
I've
you've
seen
seen
you.
me. So, like, when you're just like, oh, well, they're ethnic. They're not from here. They're wearing a black shirt. Of course they're a buster. Like, it was mad racist.
So how did the so you just asked?
But he was a buster though.
He
at the
was
end of
a
the day,
buster,
though.
but
Wait,
like,
wait,
I
hold on,
feel
hold
like
So he was.
he
like,
was.
At the end of the
Buster.
story, he was.
Yes.
He was. But he
But-
assumed that he was.
Did he work?
He didn't even say, "Excuse me, do you work here?" He just said, "I need that check."
Yeah, I was like, hey,
He's exactly.
Cliff
Hey,
Richard.
you.
Was he dressed
We
like
need to
other
track-
busters?
He
No,
looked like a
just-
well, cause
No,
in my
it's just a
defense,
button-down black
Did he have a
shirt.
tag?
No, button-down black shirt, black jeans, sneakers.
Have you ever seen this person before?
No.
At work?
no.
No.
That
The
should've been
line
your
is a
first
little
flag.
blurry.
No.
I'll say the line is blurry.
In
I
my
will go-
defense,
We go there all the time, and we've
All
never
buses
seen
look
him
like
there.
her? No, girl. Sorry. No.
I'll,
All right, in your
I'll have
defense,
faith.
before we wrap this up,
Right.
No, I was wrong.
it was racist. And
was
then he's
wrong.
just like,
I'm
well,
racist.
he's a little Indian dude, and he's wearing a black shirt, so of course he's a busser.
Sheesh.
You gotta do better. I know.
Moment of silence.
I know. I'm gonna work on it. My bad.
Because I am telling you, like,
Damn.
literally-
But New York.
I was
That's
trying- I was trying to
in the
defend you,
note,
bro.
Rodney's a racist.
Like, I was trying to help.
Damn.
Because you
I
don't
was
know how many
trying.
Nah,
bitches
you
I've
just a
cursed
New
out at
Yorker doing
CVS
shit.
asking me where tampons are, and me like, I don't fucking work here. Who the fuck are you? Like, no.
All of that?
Trying to hold you at your highest
At one
possibility.
time?
I'm sorry.
Oh, like this has been multiple times. Like,
But
here's
see,
the thing: if
I-
I'm in a store and I'm wearing a coat and I got my purse and I'm looking at shit, and you're asking me for shit, and I say to you, "Oh, I'm sorry, I don't work here," and you're like, "Oh, I didn't ask you if you worked here." Now you're asking me for me to curse you the fuck out. Like, you're asking for it. You're asking for it.
Yeah, it's a plot
In
twist.
my defense, I am desensitized because I work in Times Square. I get that all the time because I'm a black guys working in Times Square. I wear a regular like blue button-up shirt, but still, motherfuckers come up to me, hand me my credit,
And they're
hand me
racist.
the credit card, like, "Hey, could you give this to my server? Like, we're sitting over here." You don't know if I work there or not. We
They're gonna do
never
that to the
talked
wrong
either.
person.
Like, what if you gave it to the wrong person? Shit, and I just walked the fuck out. So. In my defense, I'm desensitized because I work in the restaurant industry. He was a busser. I could tell he was a busser.
Oh, so you didn't give all that context though.
Wait, but did he work? Did he work for the?
He was
did.
a busser.
He
yes.
was a busser.
Yeah.
He was a busser.
But he did not have a name tag on. We never saw him before, and he just assumed he was a busser because he was little, had a black shirt and Indian.
and he should call me a
Okay, all right.
racist.
Because
So if he
you're
wasn't
being
Indian,
racist.
If you just had a black shirt, he was black, or like any other.
If he
race,
was a
would
white
you have
dude
felt
wearing a
like
black
he was
shirt,
white?
wearing, would you have thought he was a
Dude wearing a
busser?
black shirt? No, I wouldn't have claimed him out as a
Because
busser.
he's
All right,
being
all right,
racist.
damn, all right.
Then that is real.
Okay, so
Suspect.
I tried.
See, you see,
I tried.
you
I
tried to
tried.
save his ass. You tried to save his ass. because
Damn.
he's being racist.
Right.
Damn.
In the fire right now, Rodney's racist.
It's all right.
Hashtag Rodney racist.
We just passed Easter. You have a whole year to repent. So
Listen to Cardi
Like,
B and
we're
repent.
giving you
There go.
warnings now.
like, you know your bad ways. Just don't assume because a brother is brown and wearing a black shirt that he works in a place.
I do double penetration. I got a lot of bad ways.
Wow.
Well, I mean,
Bring it back.
That's
circle,
full
right?
circle.
yeah, this is full
Bring
circle.
it back.
But like while we're going full circle, I just I'm gonna pass the baton around. Everybody tell the folks where they can follow you on social media, what projects you have working, and anything that is important to you at the moment. I'm gonna start with Rodney.
You can catch me at the Broadway Comedy Club the 19th and the 20th. There is a 420 show that's happening, and I'm hosting. Guess what? Rodney Dale's hosting Broadway Comedy Club 9 o'clock and 10 p.m. the 19th and the 20th. You can also catch Big Talking Brewskis every week.
Jomo.
Hey. So, yeah, first off, follow me, Epic Presence. Not presence as in like the rap presence, like, you know, like
His
my presence, yeah. So, Epic Presence, that's the Instagram. I am starting a clothing line as well as selling my books.
Is it Savage?
Yes, it is Savage. That's one of the main designs. The other design that we have available right now is Hey Auntie. It's an insider from Black Panther. So
Y'all wouldn't
watch
know,
it, and you're
'cause-
gonna want the hat. You're gonna be like, oh wow, that was innovative. That was great. So so check that out. And
Did he just call me an auntie gone?
Better than Grams. You the cool aunt.
I'm a creative visionary, so I always have new content coming out. There's a lot coming out this year between Amare. I have a sci-fi web series called Miracle coming out soon. There's always a lot coming, so just follow me and check it out.
Stay busy.
Always.
So yes, you can follow our YouTube channel, Slept On Creatives. You can follow us at Instagram _slept on creatives with an S. And you can follow my personal Instagram _x Katiana, Katiana.
Not Tatiana, Katia.
Tatiana. With a K.
And
I
we'll
know
be
your
relaunching.
backspacing.
Yes, and we'll be relaunching the Slept On Creatives website soon, so you'll be able to find lots of different content pieces there.
And then we've got Corey with a C.
Yes, and Corey Cory,
Bang,
no
bang.
E. But you can find me at Corey I_AM. That's on Twitter and Instagram. And we will be premiering Ragtime this month at the 27th through the 29th at Columbia University. Theater.bernard.edu.
Awesome.
Marissa Smith.
Well, you can follow Big Talkin' Brewskis on Twitter at Big Talkin' Brew. You can find me on Twitter at Marissa Smith. I'm going to be at Greenwich Village Comedy Club on the 14th. I'll be at Broadway Comedy Club on the 20th. I'll be at the Pit on the 21st. You can also catch my other podcast, Blame Storming, on
That's genius. Wow.
Instagram. Please follow this show on iTunes and Google. Rate us, review us. We're here most of the Fridays. And have a good weekend. Take care of yourselves. And
Drink water.
remember that if you lie to the FBI and you are the son-in-law of a Russian oligarch, you only get 30 days in jail, you guys. So marry well. Have a good weekend. See you later.
Bye.